Hello and good evening and welcome to Clash of the Titans 2014. I'm joined here by my expert panel. I've got Josh Nicholson from the Courier, I've got Chris Young, Head of Sport for NSR Radio, and I've got Freddie Caldwell, who many of you may remember from last year's Stan Calvert coverage. Guys, how are you doing tonight?
I'm actually really excited. This is my first time at a Clash of the Titans match and I cannot wait. It's so exciting.
Yeah, same here. I'm quite looking forward to it as well. It should be a really good game of rugby. Can't wait to start.
I mean, for myself, as an experienced Clash of the Titans watcher, I have to say the weather looks the best it's ever looked for this sort of match. So I'm really excited. I think we've got a great game of rugby in prospect here.
So we've got lots to talk about pre-game. Obviously, one of the most significant things will be, the new pitch here at Kingston Park, 3G service. Chris, what do you think? I mean, obviously Saracens and Newcastle Falcons have had mixed results on their 3G pitches. Yeah. How do you think that's going to affect the game tonight?
Well, I think, as you said, mixed results. Obviously, you've got Saracens, who went on to pretty much dominate the league. Of course, they didn't go on to win the Premiership, and where not Saracens, Falcons, obviously, it's been completely the opposite for them. But I think it really does depend on which team does the best with the pitch. Obviously the 3D pitch, not 3D, sorry, 3G pitch, obviously gives more advantage to those with quicker wingers. So it's really all about the wings, using the pace as well, and then you should be in for the advantage, but it's all about using the 3G pitch today, which both teams, I'm sure, will have plans for.
So Freddie, you were with me last year for Stan Calvert in a very close 10-7 win for the Poly. What sort of things are going to have changed? We've had pre-season, freshers, a couple games already been played. Who do you think is going to have the initial impact in this game?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you'll forgive the cliche, it really is a completely different ball game now. I mean, you're just looking at these team sheets today; they are, completely different to what we had.
Just a handful of returning players for either side.
Yeah. I mean, I'm someone who obviously I followed Team Newcastle very closely last season, and I looked down the team sheet and I'm looking for the big players that were there last season, and they're basically all gone. So it's really up to these younger guys now. It's even some of the freshers coming in. It would be great if they can come out and put in a great performance tonight. I think, obviously there's so many differences between this game and the one that we had at Stan Calvert last year. Yeah, and as we've talked about the pitch already, but it's impossible to overstate how much of a difference that is going to make. We're so used to seeing these games played in snow, in wind, in fog and rain, and tonight we're going to have a game. The speed of the game should be so much faster than anything we've ever seen between.
I don't know if you can pick that up on the coverage there, but the atmosphere outside is really building. We can feel the electricity here in the studio. I mean, the fans are starting to swarm in now on both sides. We're in for one heck of a night, folks. So Josh, obviously both Northumbria and Newcastle, there's no secret there, they have very different styles of play. Newcastle maybe a bit more back-spaced, flair, clinical finishes. Northumbria like to get their big ball carriers over the gain line. I mean, how do you think those two styles are going to be reflected in tonight's game?
Well, it's all about who turns up on the night, as we know with these sort of games. With the varsity matches, if Newcastle turn up, we know the speed, they can get it through the hands really quickly, they can get out to the wings. And with players like Wilf Neville, who's come in as a fresher and seems to be putting in a good shift, he's had a good pre-season, we'll see what happens.
So there you have it. Obviously, the Clash of Titans is not just about the players on the pitch. This is Varsity Round 1. It is a huge occasion for the fans, and there is a massive culture that goes with it. Obviously, both sides have got their chance, everything from 1+1 till I'm Polly till I die. So, guys, do you think this is a healthy rivalry between the squads, or do you think that maybe it's just crossed the line into aggression?
Well, I think it is a very fine line, isn't it? I've watched these matches for several years now, and to be honest with you, the squads themselves out on the pitch, I mean, yes, we had a bit of a set to this time last year, but I think actually they take it in the right spirit. Every now and then, perhaps the odd fan does cross the line, but we know here, I think they're going to be sadly well separated tonight by the excellent ground staff here at Kingston Park. So, I doubt we'll see anything too controversial actually in the stands or on the pitch, but I don't think any of us would mind seeing a bit of a fight.
These games always do have a bit of fizz to them. I mean, as to be expected, this is Varsity Round 1. It's Clash of Titans here on the pitch. I mean, if we just have a little talk specifically about the teams, I mean, Northumbria, they have that extra week of pre-season. They have had that first BUCS game against Loughborough, which is, as you can both imagine, very different to the pre-season games that Uni have had against Manchester and Bishop Burton. But we were looking at the squads here, and I'm seeing a few freshers on the Northumbria side. There are only one fresher for Newcastle in Wilf Neville. Do you think that intake of freshers and the build-up in pre-season, I mean, Chris, how much will be the freshers' integration into the side tonight be the game changer really?
I think what's quite useful for Newcastle is now they've got basically a team who basically know each other, so they play with each other, and that could be quite useful. It really does depend on how Wilf Neville is able to adapt to that. Obviously there's a lot of pressure, but there's a lot of pressure in terms of everyone who's playing around him. But if Wilf Neville is able to adapt the team, he should be fine. But you're right, Newcastle, I think it's a great group of people. They know each other. They're not teammates. They're friends. They're going to play with their friends. And same with Northumbria is that they've got more freshmen ready to play tonight, and definitely the experience is with Newcastle, which I think gives them a slight advantage.
So as we can see here, we've got both teams now well and truly into their warm-ups behind me. Obviously, running their different styles of play. And that makes a huge difference. Josh, how much would you say that any game is won and lost in the warm-up, in that vital pre-match preparation?
If you can come out and show the other team that you're up for it, you're running around, you're working hard, you're working up a sweat, you're showing them you're tough, you're not dropping the ball or you're kicking well, your opposition's going to look at you and think, oh, we're not going to get anything off this lot tonight. Like it's a big psychological hit, the warm-up. If you can win the warm-up as such, then you can win the game.
Yeah, well, obviously warm-ups are important in all sports and not just rugby. I was lucky enough myself to be involved in the Newcastle University pre-season preparations and to see which players are really having the flair. Some of those guys may be starting on the bench tonight. Freddie, we're looking at the depths of the squads of these two teams tonight. How much do you think that someone coming off the bench is going to have the key impact?
I think, we know how physical this game's going to be, and we know, well, I believe that the pace of the game is going to be very, very quick, so I think the substitution is going to be more important than ever tonight. Obviously, they've had pre-season to get themselves conditioned, but, it's not like this isn't a mid-season game, particularly for Newcastle. This is their first competitive fixture, and to get that sort of strength and conditioning right for this game, it can be really, really tough. So, we'll see. I do think that Northumbria, they've got the edge, having played that game against Loughborough, and also having done very well in that game against Loughborough. Yeah. Now, there is also, they've got to guard against complacency. They'll view this as an easier fixture.
Oh, of course they will.
Inevitably. But, it's never easy, when you're playing your local rivals. So, we'll see how that works out. But I do anticipate the bench playing a big part tonight.
So we talked with Chris about the, the new impact of this 3G service here at King's Park. You were out and you did a pitch report earlier. How's it looking out there?
I think it just looks fantastic. It was the first time I've had the opportunity to get down and actually on the pitch, and it looks great. I myself have had experience just playing football on 3G pitches. I'm sure many of us have, but playing rugby on an artificial pitch is something that a few years ago people wouldn't have dreamt of.
No imagination.
And then obviously Saracens come and they create Allianz Park, which is a fantastic facility, and they just did so well there. They changed their game subtly as well. That was what's clever with what they did last season. They created this new facility and they changed their game. Now that's something that Newcastle Falcons haven't really been able to do, but it was really vital for them if they wanted to keep developing. We're looking around Kingston Park here. It's a great facility, but the fact is that during the Premiership season, a lot of the time, it's basically unplayable. And we've had Clash of the Titans here before, and it's been postponed because of frozen pitches.
Obviously, the Northern League in Prem BUCS A is a tremendously difficult league. You've got the likes of Loughborough. Durham, well, we all know the story there with regards to rugby, and Leeds Men as well coming out last year to make the final only to lose to Hartbury College. Chris, the Northern League is very competitive, and some would say more competitive than the South. Last year, Newcastle got off to a fantastic start. They beat the Poly, beat Loughborough, got a sharp win against Nottingham, and then they started to trickle away. How much do you feel that a depth in the squad is going to fill with this league that is so incredibly tough, because there are no easy games?
I think it pretty much says itself. Depth wins you the league. You can't bring all your guns you can't bring all your big guns to one game and then suddenly like the next game rely on that same team over and over again, because they're just going to tire out at the end of the day. I mean, at the end of the season. So it's really about the depth. But what is encouraging about this Newcastle side is that they have got the depth. They've got the players who are willing to step up, who are willing to play. And as the season goes on, obviously you're going to get injuries, you're going to get tired bodies. But the more depth you have, the more good depth, you have, the more likely you are to win the league, I believe, yeah.
So Josh, we're looking about, progressing through the season, and obviously that's got a massive mental, not, more than just a physical application. Mentally, how do you think these guys are going to be prepared tonight, and how much do you think, a result tonight is going to impact their mentality for the rest of the season?
Well, obviously they're both top teams, so if you can beat another top team in the league, that can give you the belief and the confidence to go forward, that you're playing the right style of rugby, you've got the right players in your team, and just as a club it'll give you a huge lift, because as we say again, it's your local rivals. If you can beat your local rivals in this is probably the biggest pressure game for all of them tonight at the start of the season, and if you can win this going forward, it'll be absolutely magical for your confidence.
A magical feeling. Of course, winning tonight for any of these players is going to be a fantastic experience. But it's not, as we said before, it's not just about the players, it's also about the fans. They are pouring in now on both sides. The chants have already started to come out. It is getting pretty feisty out there. We can feel the fiery atmosphere under the lights coming in here. They've already started. They'll be on the metro getting the chants going, and so we can just feel the atmosphere. I mean, it's pouring in here. It's absolutely electric. It is comparable to Stan Calvert. There's no doubt about it. Freddie, obviously the rugby at the end of last year, came at the end of the Stan Calvert week, and so there was so much emotion there with Northumbria winning for the first time in 6 years. This fixture here is going to set a tone for the year. We understood that, we talked about that, but in terms of tonight, how much is that going to mean to everyone involved?
Oh, well, it's inevitably going to mean a huge amount. I think, there is actually a lot of pressure on these guys' shoulders. You come in for a new season, essentially you've got to prove yourself again, particularly after...
It's just pouring in now.
Well, you can certainly see that, the crowd are up for it. There's no question that the players will be up for it, but I think a lot of them will feel under a lot of pressure. I think this sets the tone not only for the rugby season, but it sets the tone for the whole BUCS season. This is one of the first matches being played in the BUCS League, and everyone knows how successful Newcastle University's rugby club were last year in terms of pushing up our BUCS ranking, even though we didn't do that well overall. So I think a lot of the other sports teams, they can gain confidence from how this opening big fixture goes. So I think everyone within the Newcastle University sort of sports establishment is really, really hoping for a Newcastle win tonight.
So Chris, I'm looking at the team sheets here before me, and we can see the really dangerous players. Justin Lear finally back from injury after suffering almost, losing a whole season to a pretty horrendous leg break. We've also got Piers Goodwill in the front row. How vital do you think the scrum is going to be for both sides, the scrum and the set piece in general?
I think, well, this is just based on what I've seen out there, and Northumbria look pretty massive,
but they always do. That's the thing. We talked about the different styles. Northumbria always big, but how much do you think it's going to be down to the Newcastle technical points there, the unity of that team, and how much they want to try and dominate that set piece?
I think both teams are going to want it as much as the other, but I think with Newcastle, like we talked about before, it's all about the experience, and I think if they really hold on to it, if they really home in on that, then it may give them the edge, maybe. But I think with Newcastle, given the size of Northumbria, I would expect Northumbria to really dominate the forward play. So Newcastle, I would expect them to really utilise the back play, try to utilise that as much as they can, and see if they could take advantage of that, especially with the 3G pitch. That will work well for them.
We have to understand that the 3G pitch is not always about, it takes the forwards out of the game, we're looking for the quicker, wider backs. I mean, Freddie, having a dynamic, a smaller, fitter, faster forward pack, How much do you feel that they'll be able to use that speed and technique tonight?
It definitely could play into Newcastle's hands because, you know, obviously when we used to have the old pitch here and it used to get rucked up and muddy, that's when you need your big power players. You've got to get them getting the front foot ball and getting the team moving. Now, when you've got a 3G pitch, the game is going to be so much faster. It's all about the forwards ball carrying skills really and controlling the ball at the breakdown. Because if you can't control the ball at the breakdown here, then you're just going to lose possession and it's going to be such a problem. So, you know, it's more about, I think, possession conservation, and that's really where your forwards' actual ball skills come into play. So, you know, it's not to say that because Northumbria are big, they're not going to have the same level of skill as Newcastle. You know, you can't just assume that. And, you know, inevitably having a bigger pack still at the set piece is going to come into play. But I think the 3G pitch definitely diminishes the impact of having a heavier pack.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be massive. The guys, I think, they're not quite heading over to the tunnel yet, but they're getting to that way. They are massively building up to the kickoff now because we are only a few minutes away. The boys cannot be too far away from going back into the changing rooms. I mean, Josh, your changing room attitudes, how, you know, the atmosphere in that changing room is obviously going to be right on the edge. I mean, how much do these guys have to prepare for the physical and mental challenge they're about to face?
See, that's where the coaches come in. I feel that your coach is the only person in that situation that can see it from an outside view as such. He's not on the pitch. If he says the right words at the right time, he can bring you right up to speed, right up to being pumped. You and your teammates know what you have to do, and if you do it, you know how you're going to feel after the game.
So we're looking at the Fergie factor here, aren't we? I mean, you know, Alex Ferguson takes this side and they go all the way. You know, win the championship, win the Premiership in his last year. He resigns. Then United have had a pretty torrid time since then. So the coaches are going to have a massive impact tonight, as long as all these names on the team sheets. I mean, just looking at some of the talent here, we've got England representatives on both sides. We've had players who have been in Kenya last week preparing, you know, playing professional rugby out there. I mean, how much are we going to look to, Chris? How much are we going to look to the star players leading the way? You know, not a team effort so much. How much do you think, like a George Cullen or a Joe Beckett for Newcastle last year, how much is it going to fall on their shoulders to go for it?
Well, obviously Joe Beckett's a massive loss to Newcastle, and I think that's quite promising because now you've got that star player gone. So it's really quite interesting to see who will come in, who will now be the new Joe Beckett character of sorts. I'm not necessarily saying you need like someone exactly like Joe Beckett, but someone like who could really stand strong, who could really like stand out. And obviously you've got like Ian Billington, he's the captain, so there'll be a lot of pressure on him to do so. But I think it's quite promising. Obviously you've got your key players gone. So now that's when you really need to.
Yeah, the other guys have to step up. Remember, if you have any opinions on what we're talking about tonight, please remember, get on Twitter. It is #Clash. Freddie, you'll remember from last year, Twitter was going off the hook. You know, with all the #Stan Calvert gear. So now it's #Clash. Please get in. We want to hear your opinions on what's going to be a massive game. Kickoff is just 9 minutes away. That is the excitement that we have going here. Just 9 minutes. The teams, they've both got into their final huddles. I mean, you should get down here if you can't. You know, because it is an incredible, it is an incredible atmosphere out there. The crowds on both sides, both supporters, pretty much at capacity now. Both rugby clubs have got in to support their team. It's going to be absolutely massive. I suppose if we talk about the winners, no matter what, on an occasion like this, will be the joint sponsor for both sides, which is Canterbury. Providing the kit for both sides. Obviously, the Canterbury outlet in Newcastle is run by Northumbria, and the Newcastle University brand new kit was meant to be here for today is not here. Do you think that's the mind games being played early doors?
Very possibly. Very possibly. I mean, talking about mind games though, you know, this pitch basically, Northumbria do have a stake in this at Kingston Park, so you could almost call this, it's more of a home match.
It is a home. It is their home game.
And as I say, and the vital thing really is this pitch. That's really the talking point tonight. And earlier on, actually went down and I had a look at the pitch. So you know, perhaps we can take a look at my thoughts when I was when I was there.
Okay, so we're going to go to Freddie's previous pre-match report. Hello and welcome back to Kingston Park, where we are here live for Clash of the Titans 2014. I'm here with Freddie, Chris and Josh, and we've been talking about the pre-match antics today. Obviously both sides are really up for it. The brand new pitch is going to have a massive impact. You can hear the atmosphere pouring in from the ground. It is absolutely huge. Both teams have gone in. They'll be coming out in just a matter of moments. We're going to cut for a short period of time now because we're just going to rearrange the studio to optimise our equipment for our live coverage of the game. Please remember to plug #Clash. Got any opinions on what's going on? #Clash. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in a few moments for the live coverage of the game. Clash of the Titans 2014.
Here we are, the announcer. Are we ready? Are you ready at home for Clash of the Titans?
I'm ready. How about you?
Still going? Hello and welcome back to Clash of the Titans 2014. I'm joined here with my commentary partner, Chris Young. Chris, the atmosphere is indescribable is at Kingston Park, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's quite surreal to be honest. Among the split divide, you've got Newcastle fans one side, Northumbria fans on the other. Northumbria have more of their own, but Newcastle are very much in it.
Okay, now here we are, the Uni boys running onto the pitch, led by skipper Ian Billington and tight head prop Neil Farthing. The cheerleaders are coming out as well. Oh, the atmosphere is indescribable. I think when the poly come out, the roof is going to go off. Alright, okay. Alright, so here we are. So the poly are coming out, Chris. Look at this. The crowd are going wild for the poly. They're taking their time, playing the mind games. The cheerleaders are there. And here they are, led out by captain, their skipper. Listen to the atmosphere. Josh Pettit running the boys out there. The officials are moving onto the pitch as well. We're getting the shots going both sides now. Chris, I think the first score here will be absolutely vital for setting the atmosphere for the fans. Do you agree?
Yeah, completely agree with that. It's all about getting points on the board early. Newcastle have to do that because they've not gone to the game as favourites. Northumbria have. So if Newcastle are able to hit them first, you never know, anything could go from there, but it's all about scoring first.
So there's Newcastle playing from left to right. Oh, no, we've had the toss. They're switching sides. It'll be Northumbria playing from left to right. They'll be playing in their all black, and Uni will be playing from right to left. They'll be playing in the blue and white because they are the dynamite. Here we are. The atmosphere is huge. We've got Wilf Neville here, close to this touchline. Oh, Ethan Harding as well. He's going to be excited for this game. Rodri Adamson has got his hand on the ball. He's bouncing it. He's looking to the referee. It is almost time. We are seconds away from kick-off here at Kingston Park. And the referee blows his whistle. Rodri Adamson kicks off. He kicks deep down the middle. Taken by the Northumbria fullback. He clears his lines. That's an excellent kick to touch. Absolutely superb. We'll have a Newcastle line out basically on the halfway line, on the side, closest to the commentary box. Chris, a pretty clinical start there from the poly.
Yeah, it's a great kick from George Brooks at the ball back, who is starting from the front today. It's a very confident take, kicked it, and it's a very good kick as well.
And the ball comes in. Oh, Hearn to Billington. Oh, and Tom Banks at scrum half gets hit hard, but they recover between the 5 and the 15 on this near side. It's a pick and go from skipper Ian Billington. Piers Goodwell clearing out. Oh, Piers Goodwell going for a try. Oh, and he's been held up there. No, he's made a good 7 metres. Oh, great defence from the poly there. Piers Goodwell was held up. It's a turnover. It will be a Northumbria scrum, 15 metres in, 10 metres inside their own half. Well, obviously there's a clinical start from both sides there, but Northumbria showing their physical edge, weren't they? Right, well, I think there's some more Northumbria rugby fans have just racked in and the crowd is going wild. And here's the first scrum of the game. It's popped up. The referee not making a decision. He's going to reset the scrum. The first scrum going to be so vital for both sides. Piers Goodwell and Neil Farthing for Newcastle going up against Northumbria front row. And there we are, all on their feet there. The atmosphere has been lifted once again. It is absolutely incredible here. Oh, and there's the retort. The atmosphere is it's on a knife edge, and the scrum goes. Great scrum from Uni. Great scrum. Putting Northumbria on the front, but they snipe off the back. The Nine's run. The Nine up to halfway and bundled into touch. Great defence from Newcastle there. They put in the poly scrum under pressure. The Nine was able to scalp, but he only went as far as the touchline, Chris.
It was great from Charlie Craig there. As soon as he picked up the ball, he knew exactly what he had in mind. Great run, great strength, but what determination that's from Newcastle to force him out.
Excellent determination. So there's a Newcastle line out on the halfway. They've gone for on a full man option. They throw to the back. Well taken by Will Eversfield to Tom Banks. It's Roger Adamson at fly half. He's going to that's a big run up the middle from George Cooper. The Uni looking around the corner. Tom Banks has been sniped. The Uni recover, piling numbers into the ruck. It's a pick and go. Pick and go from Ian Billington. He's been called for accidents from offside. It will be a scrum to Northumbria. 5 metres off the middle of the pitch. A few metres inside their own half. Again, the pick and go not working for Uni.
Yeah, it's not been quite. They've been trying to utilise the forwards there, but against this Northumbria side, they're not letting him through. The gate has effectively been shut on them, so Newcastle, they've really got to effectively move to the backs, haven't they?
Yeah, here we are, and now we've got the classic Uni waving their wallets and the Poly waving their shoes. I don't know what the shoes mean. Can they not afford wallets? Who knows? Okay. The cheer. Oh, and there's a scrum. Oh, massive scrum for Northumbria. They're playing penalty advantage here. It's a free shot, and they drive almost up to the 10-metre line now. They come round the corner. It's another pick and go. Oh, it's a fresh advantage for Northumbria as they come round the corner again. Oh, big run.
Oh, great tackle. Great tackle.
Number 8. And they recycle the ball. We're going no advantage for the scrum. We're going back to the halfway. This could be the first chance of points, Chris.
Yeah, well, it's definitely kickable. Or if not, it just seems wise to go for the touchline. But they're going for the points. They are going for the points.
Yep, he's bang in front of the points post. Sorry, 45 metres out. This will be a good kick, but it is relatively still here at Kingston Park, and that nice footing the 3G service provide will be massive.
Well, Rob Haldon, I think is the one who's about to take it. He does look confident. He's got a good kicking record so far. But no, you're right. It's turned electric now, the fans, haven't they? They've been brilliant.
He was kicking very well in the warm-up, so I would not be surprised to see this bisect the post. Really interesting to see the respect that both opposition fans show their opposing kicker, isn't it?
Yeah, not at all, really. It's really just a lot of digging. But it'll be interesting to see when it goes a lot quiet, if it does at all go quiet, in the sense of good sportsmanship.
It's actually here, Northumbria have run out of seats for their fans, and they're just piling up to the touchline. So there we go, Northumbria being quiet and Uni chanting away as the Northumbria kicker prepares to take this. He takes a step, 1, 2, 3. The connection, the kick looks straight to me. It is missed. The kick is bad.
Why?
The kick is a negative. It will be a 22 dropout for Uni. Bit of a let off there, Chris.
Oh, definitely. Northumbria have definitely started the game a lot better than Newcastle, but it's just so unlucky there for Rob Holden, just unable to get a creep in between the posts. Great kick though, great effort though.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the distance or direction, not quite there. So it'll be a 22 dropout for Uni. Rodri Adamson, hands on the ball, clears it away. He goes deep. Oh, the blue wall coming up. Northumbria take it just inside their own 10. They look to pass it. They're going wide. Oh, they slay through. Oh, Northumbria 10 going straight through up to the Newcastle 10-metre line. They're coming back towards us here in the commentary box. And they're tackled down again. It's another breakdown scenario. Northumbria still coming towards us in this commentary box. Oh, kick has been stopped. Has been picked up. Nash, Newcastle's turn to attack. Wethersfield, pick and go. Takes it in. Cleared by Dave Serafini and Ollie Herm. Tom Banks gets the ball away to Rodri Adamson. Oh, he goes and hits Ian Billington, the captain in the midfield. Tom Banks got his hands on the ball, looking to go round the corner, going away from us. Oh, flick inside. Oh, and Wilf Neville has been absolutely creamed there by the men in black. Rodri Adamson spinning the play, going for the kick over the top, turning the winger. Oh, it's a very good take by the Northumbria 14, and he will pin it down the line. That ball has stayed in play. Oh, that is a fantastic kick from the Northumbria right wing there.
It's got to be so. That's been a hectic few minutes, but it really started there. Rob Holdon finding the gap, lovely little show and go, and he actually nearly lost the ball there, but no, it's a great kick there from the wing, and it puts the pressure back on Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle just 1 metre outside their own 10-metre line, here on the side closest to the commentary box. They've gone to their preferred 5-man line out. Ollie Hearn moves in, hits Ian Billington down to Tom Banks safely. Rodri Adamson, hands on the ball, hits Ethan Harding running hard up the middle. Newcastle clear over. They're now just over the 10-metre line, but the ball is slow. Tom Banks looking for his options. He'll go back. Oh, that's an awful pass from Tom Banks. Rodri Adamson recovers in his 22. Beats the first tackler, taken by the second. Newcastle really under pressure now. 10 metres out from their own line. Banks trying to compose himself and his team as he prepares. He hits a forward runner in Wilf Neville, who again is getting dominated in the contact area. And I think he's been held up here. Excellent defence from Northumbria as they get up to the 22. And it is a Northumbria put in to the scrum.
I can't believe that from Tom Banks. Not the greatest of passes, and it really just creates pressure on Newcastle. Northumbria surely will utilise this.
Yeah, massively put his side under pressure there. So the position is going to be a scrum on the 22, 15 metres in from the commentary box side. Well, the first scrum was pretty even. The second scrum, Northumbria absolutely went to town on the uni scrum. They'll be looking to do that again, work a penalty in a far more kickable position. So here we have the bind and the set, the scrum half weight. Oh, the referee has called it for an early engagement. Oh, it's kicking off. It's absolutely kicking off.
And that looks to have been a fight.
That does not look good.
Too sure.
This is absolutely brutal here.
It's turned into absolute chaos. A punch thrown there, and another punch thrown. It looked to be Ollie Foster.
Scuffle with Piers Goodwill and the Northumbria front row.
Currently a man on the floor now.
Players all over the floor. There's some huge hits going in.
No, definitely
Northumbria
punches thrown.
students remembering they go to a polytechnic and a degree is worth less than toilet paper. But never mind, they are still there. The touch judge now is getting involved. They're going to have a chat with the referee. I'm not sure who started it, but it was a massive scuffle on the floor. I mean, it's probably just a good thing everyone's still standing, Chris.
No, definitely. Well, we can see from up here, and I'm sure the Northumbria fans saw it as well. Punches thrown, people stamped on. It looked very messy. It's up to the referees to see what will happen here. Maybe a card. Maybe a card.
Yeah, the total likelihood is there will be a point for someone. Polly the Parrot getting the Northumbria boys wild up as the physios are now moving off the pitch, so I can assume that no one is seriously hurt.
Which, thank goodness, obviously, like that's the last thing you want in a game.
It's a long conversation going on between the referee and the touch judge. Oh, some very bold moves here. We can see some university rugby players on the poly side.
A bit controversial there. Brave.
I think they must have gone the wrong way. And they're trying again. So the referee speaking to the Northumbria players. He's speaking to the captain and a few others. It'd be interesting to see. He's
gone to his pocket, I think.
Has he gone to his pocket?
It's
a yellow card from Northumbria too. Probably well deserved because they are dirty players and they do not deserve to be representing any university, not even a player. The penalty has been reversed. It is a Newcastle penalty and they are now a man up on Northumbria. I mean, we can only highlight the differences between the two universities, the upstanding citizens of Newcastle University and the atrocious behaviour of the Pollies.
Well, arguably,
Roger Addison clears his line, and Uni will have a line out just inside their own half.
Well, arguably you could say that Newcastle maybe were a bit lucky to have not been carded themselves, but definitely, it's a definite yellow card there, and he deserves to be in the bin for that.
Yeah, 100%. So now Northumbria are down without a hooker, so it'll be interesting to see how their set piece functions. Newcastle again going to their preferred 5-man line. Ollie Hearn prefers to throw in. And here we go. They hit James Phillips in the middle.
Great line
out. They bring it down for the catch and drive. It's been well sat by Northumbria. And Tom Whitten carries. Feeds Banks. Banks hits the winger. And he is bundled into touch. A good little move there from Newcastle, but it didn't quite work, did it, Chris?
Yeah, no, it's great play. Great little pass to Banks, who had a little bit of space on the left-hand side of the wing, but great play. Unlucky, though.
Good defence from Northumbria. So we are looking at a Northumbria line-out on this side of the pitch, 15 metres in from the halfway line. Obviously, Northumbria do not have a hooker, so they're having to make a substitution. It's their number 6 giving way. What I can imagine has to be a specialist hooker to throw the ball into the line-out.
Well, Patrick Power is going to go off. Just a tactical substitution, I would imagine, considering the yellow card.
Jack Elwood coming on, the replacement hooker. He's obviously delighted to get on the pitch so early on, and he's going to be looking to try and make an impact here. So, Northumbria hooker gets his hands on the ball. And so we're looking, the line-outs look set.
It's interesting
as well. It's an easy win for Northumbria there at the line-out, and they go to the catch and drive. Not going anywhere at the minute. Just saying, so the referee is called, use it once, and the scrum half. Oh, I don't know if Northumbria can get the ball, actually. I think Newcastle have wrapped it up very well. Oh, Northumbria get the ball, and it's a box kick to Dave Serafini on this wing. It's a nice take. Hey! And
wonderful from Serafini!
And he beats the second man as well. He sets up a maul. I think Northumbria have got their hands on this, though. Northumbria going forwards. Referee, going to Blair's but holds back. It's on the Uni side. Back to Rodri Anderson just outside his 22. Slings it wide, but a pass.
Oh! Well, the referee looks to indicate that. Yeah.
Oh, but it's been let go, and Justin Lear. Oh, no, now the referee has called the knock-on. It'll be a scrum to Northumbria. 10 metres inside the Newcastle 22, bang in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, no, Newcastle have not quite utilised having the man advantage, but Northumbria have played smart, keeping the ball to themselves, so not throwing it away, they've not given it away, and they should take advantage of this.
Playing very much like South Africa at the moment, very physical, excellent tactical kicking game. It's interesting to see how this Northumbria side is going to perform in attack, one man down. The scrum has been pretty hit and miss so far, but this will be vital for both sides to get the edge here. The scrum is ready, we bind, and we set. Scrum half ready to put the ball in. Oh, referee is called to come up. All the fans on their feet at the moment. It is absolutely huge. Oh, we've got more shenanigans going on in the front row. The referee has now gone for time off. It'll be interesting to see who he's going to speak to. So he's going to speak to the Northumbria 3 and the Uni 1. So here we go. Oh, he's just had a quick word, probably saying, cut it out, chaps. We're here to play rugby, not throw handbags. So he's reset the scrum.
Very much a football thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Polly Charning, stand up if you love a second-tier education. Stand up if you basically only got A levels, I think is what they're chanting. So Uni have got a man down here for the break in play, allowing both sets of fans to really get the chant on with each other. There is a huge atmosphere here.
Oh, it sounds fantastic.
Trying to get the Poly fans going. It is difficult, and this is probably the highlight of their lives. Not a lot in terms of career prospects. They still have time off here. Tom Whittam receives treatment. Now trying to sit down if you love Polly. Probably because they're sat down claiming benefits. Right, so the scrum is ready to go. Tom is back on.
I think they're starting again. They are starting again.
Alright, so El Roar here. And the 9 beats the scrum. Excellent scrum from Northumbria. They've really got the squeeze on.
Wonderful power.
Advantage.
That's great for Northumbria. They have a bit of space on the other side.
Northumbria are still going. And now it's a penalty, 5 metres out from the Newcastle line. Polly obviously did very well at that scrum there.
Oh, brilliant scrum, really was. Powerful,
and
direct.
You can see that they are off it because they have called to scrum again. If Uni do that again, we can only assume it will end in a penalty try.
Yeah, very much so. Well, Northumbria, you've got to take it, haven't you? So close to the try line as well.
Northumbria have lined all their backs up on this right-hand side. Remember, Northumbria are currently a man down. So Northumbria standing up, waggling their shoes again. They probably lost the other one, or stolen them, to be fair. And here's the scrum. The 9 feeds, and Northumbria, they pick and go. And the 9's been snagged there by Newcastle, and Tommy is right in there over the ball, slowing it down. The Union defensive line is well set. It's slow ball for Northumbria. They pick and go. And they drive up almost to the 5 metre line now. They recycle same way, pick and go again. Still crawling forwards over the 5 metre line now. And they go again. Oh, well shot down that time though by the Uni. They're now halfway between the 5 metre line and they go open side. Northumbria are flooding numbers right to the left. Oh, it's a try for Northumbria. They drove over the line there.
Well, it's very much.
It's a big blow. Remember, Northumbria, a man down, and they have just driven over the line.
Fantastic for Northumbria that was. Despite being the man down, pressure, they've not given it away at all. They've applied the pressure, in fact, to Newcastle, and that's brilliant. Just phase after phase after phase, and eventually going to get over. Brilliant from Northumbria.
Yeah, pure power there, really. Not a lot else to speak about. They did flood numbers round, and the Newcastle players flooded to the whiff. Even a big down. The announcer, Northumbria fans are going crazy. Remember, and the conversion is kicked. It is 7-0 to Northumbria. Don't worry, there's still plenty of time left to go in this game for all Uni fans out there.
Well, obviously you've got the Northumbria fans starting to chant again, aren't they?
Northumbria stating the obvious here that the Uni guys aren't singing anymore. So Roger Adamson has got his hands on the ball, looking to get us underway again. Northumbria 7, Newcastle 0. He goes deep down the middle again, taken by the Northumbria 15. He looks to clear. He has cleared, nowhere near as successful as his first clearance, and will go on the 10-metre line, line out to Newcastle. So here we go. I mean, obviously that's going to be a bit of a blow to the Newcastle forwards. They got hit hard at 2 scrums, and they picked and drove their way over the line. Again, Newcastle going to their preferred 5-man line out. Looking for the options. Ollie Hearn has got his hands on the ball. We go, Ollie Hearn throws in, hits Ian Billington. Oh, he's overthrown Billington. Well recovered by Tom Banks at the back. Off there to Piers Goodwell, and Piers Goodwell drives on, and the clear out is good from Newcastle. Tom Banks, oh, a slow ball though. Tom Banks finally gets his hands on the ball to Rodri Adamson. Slings it wide. Oh, that's a good little break there from George Cooper. Makes another good 5 metres. Tom Banks round the corner again. This time in the skipper, Ian Billington. Oh, looking to go wide. A decent connection there as Newcastle make another 5. And now we're coming back infield. Rodri Adamson has the stutter. Takes past. Ball! Hits Wolf Neville up the middle again. We're going the same way. Tom Banks digging for the ball. Gets it out. Feeds Adamson. Round about to Ethan Harding. Looking for a Cowboys. Oh, good run there from Ethan Harding.
Great run, great run.
More metres there. Tom Banks going round the corner. Oh, he's fed Eversfield on his own. Captain Ian Billington arrives. They clear over. They're on this near touchline now, just outside Northumbria 22. It's slow ball. Tom Banks feeds inside. Adamson looks again. Oh,
he's got space! He's got space!
A massive gap.
Brilliant! Can they hold on?
Still going. Banks still going. Up to the 5-metre line now. There's a Newcastle player down. It's advantage Newcastle. The ball comes out. Oh, not given. Oh, disgusting. Disgusting 2-on-1 there. Thrown away by Newcastle. So on there we are camped on the Northumbria line. He's going for a penalty. There is a player down, a Newcastle player is down. We can't see the number. I think it is Wolf Neville has just got back to his feet. He's walking over now. He's good. I think he's fine. We've gone back for penalty advantage to Newcastle. They've gone for the post. Of course, the kick here would make it 7 points to 3. Everyone from both teams now up on their feet, working well. Rodri Adamson looking to add the 3 points. What a break that was from Tom Whitton.
Oh, it's brilliant, really, wasn't it? But I think Northumbria really just shoved there. But great exploitation from Newcastle. As soon as they got the ball, they knew exactly what they do. Just run down the line. Brilliant.
Great line from Tom Whitton there to bust through the gap, and then excellent to know where his support was in Tom Banks. Tom Banks beat 2 defenders but couldn't quite get past the third. As Rodri Adamson converts the penalty, it is Northumbria 7, Newcastle 3. And the atmosphere has just gone up another level as more fans are still piling into Kingston Park. So here we are, Northumbria with their hands on the ball. Northumbria still cheering because Northumbria are still in the lead.
Well, Newcastle have something to chant about. Great little bit of play from Newcastle, especially considering they conceded the try exactly what you wanted for them. Yep. Brilliant. And
Northumbria kickers off are underway. They kick to Ian Billington out wide. Well taken by the Newcastle skipper. And they're about halfway between the 10-metre line and the 22 on that far touch line. Tom Banks box kicks, and that is a decent box kick. He's there, bobbled by the Northumbria player, but they keep hold of it to the fullback. Oh, and he hits hard up the middle. Northumbria middle of the pitch, just over the 10-metre line. Newcastle disrupting a rocket. Is slow ball here, but it's still on the Northumbria side. Oh, they get it out, and it is well chopped down there by the Newcastle defence. Oh, it's been kicked through. Oh, but the Northumbria 9 recovers, but Piers Goodwell throws him down. What a sack there. Uni pile him. Oh, but Northumbria did well there to hang on to the ball. It's slow. They're halfway between their 10-metre line and their 22 now. They pick and go, going to their grade A weapon. And they're playing away from us at the moment. They go back to the kicker, just inside their 22. Sends up the high one, testing Justin Lear. Tom Banks takes it though. Gets tackled by the first man. Justin Lear goes in to clear the ruck. Someone's going to have to go in at scrum half. I think it's Ian Billington will crush it up again. What a lot of work Ian Billington's got through tonight. Piers Goodwell secures the ball as Tom Banks goes back to his feet. Oh, but the forwards driving again over the Northumbria half now. About 15 metres in for that far, and they go wide. Oh, lovely hands there as Newcastle driving up that far side, utilising the blind side really well there. Tom Banks, slow ball, plays it back inside to Rodri Adamson. Hits, oh, it's a bad pass there. There's a fumble from Ian Billington, and that'll be a scrum to Northumbria. God, Newcastle, the passing is just not quite there at the moment, is it, Chris?
Not at all. It's quite amazing actually how they're going like one side to one side, but they're not letting them, the fact that they're behind, let them get to them. In fact, it's made them even want to win more. It's great stuff from Newcastle. Very, very promising indeed.
Yeah, no, Newcastle, I'd probably say at the moment they've got the more edge maybe in attack, but their passing is just not quite good enough. Northumbria going to their standard game plan, power, power, and more power. And at the moment it's working for them. Remember, Northumbria still a man down as we go to this Northumbria scrum. It is bang in the middle of the park. As we wait, we have the crouch, the bind, and the set. The 9 waits to feed. The 9 feeds. On comes a shump from Northumbria. They're getting the Uni walking backwards. They are really walking backwards. And that's penalty advantage Northumbria again. They pick and go. A little kick through. Can Justin Lear cover? There we go. No advantage there from a poor kick from Northumbria. We're going back to the penalty. Oh, that's outrageous. That's a good 5 metres in front of where the penalty was actually conceded. Once again, the officials are reflecting, maybe they're on the police books. It always seems to be like this. Here you go, Northumbria evaluating their options. The most likely thing is they will go for the post in this scenario.
Considering how close they were last time. No, they are going for touch.
They've gone for the corner, but a complete shank. Probably should have turned up to his interior design lecture today. As he did some interior designing with that as he put it straight into touch. Right, so it will be a Northumbria line out halfway between the 10-metre line and the 22. So here we go. Northumbria going to the 7-man line out. Look at Waits throws in. It's an easy win. Oh, and Northumbria slice through the middle. Oh, it's a poor pass for Northumbria. Slice through the Newcastle defence like a hot knife through butter. Well, Chris, Newcastle really did look susceptible to attack from that line out.
Yeah, well, considering what was it, George Brooks' first bad kick of the day, and Newcastle, oh jeez, well, they massively let off the hook there. Could have easily just wanted to concede another try there, but it really does depend about what they do with the scrum. They're now massively under pressure. Yeah,
Newcastle, of course, massively under pressure at the scrum. It is their scrum. They are midway in their 22, just on that side, the opposite side to where the commentary box is. And the scrum is set. Tom Banks waits, he feeds, and Northumbria piling the pressure on. And they're being walked backwards. You've got Tom Banks recovers. He goes for a little start. There may be some space out to the wing. It's out to Dave Graham. Oh, and Dave Graham is bundled into touch there.
Well played that by Tom Banks. Massive under pressure, but he kept his cool. And it's great pass, great little show and go to find a bit of space for himself as well.
Okay, so Dave Graham got bundled into touch 10 metres outside of the Newcastle 22, but Northumbria, they basically got a line out when they had 30 seconds though, Chris, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of deja vu, isn't it, Callum?
Let's hope that the 9 doesn't go slicing through like he did last time. And it comes up. It's a bad throw for Northumbria. Tom Whittam recovers at the back. And Newcastle pile over. They need to secure this ball. Tom Banks gets his hands. He's waiting for the ball. He gives to Ian Billington, shuffle on to Wilf Neville, who gets through another carry. Ian Billington has got through a lot of work tonight, chaps. Tom Banks evaluates his options. He goes for the box kick, and there's the chase now. It's a good chase. Oh, and Northumbria 11 has just been sat down by Dave Graham. What a chase from him.
Great tackle and great chase as well.
Advantage again for Northumbria. Apparently that was diving straight over the top from Uni. So Northumbria will have a penalty on the 15-metre line. Just inside their own half on the opposite touch line.
Makes sense to kick here, which Brooks looks as though he will do.
Looking to kick for the corner, hoping for a more successful than his last strike. And that is a good kick to touch, putting them all the way into the Uni 22. They are 5 metres inside the Uni 22, and Uni have got to find something here because Northumbria are all over them.
Yeah, no, considering just how they conceded try, Newcastle looked as though they were starting to get the gears working again. They looked a lot promising, and then suddenly it's just that the gears are falling out of place again. So Newcastle really got to find themselves, really adjust themselves, because Northumbria are knocking on the door.
So here we go, the line out, just inside the Newcastle 22 on the far hand touch line. The hooker prepares for third, 7-man line out. They run the dummies, and it's been cleanly won by Northumbria. They go for the catch and drive. Good defence initially from Newcastle, but here comes the power. Northumbria are walking this forward towards the line. That's 5 metres now, just 10-15 metres outside the Uni line. It seems to have fallen apart a bit, and Newcastle counter drive there. And there you go, the ball. And it's a Uni scrum. Uni have turned the ball over. Uni will get a scrum. 10 metres inside their own 22 on that far-hand touchline.
Brilliant defence that is, considering how close they are.
The Uni fans up in their game, trying to compete with this massive atmosphere that the Northumbria crowd is creating.
Northumbria have definitely brought the fans here, haven't they? They've been brilliant. Well, both sets of fans have been brilliant.
Yeah, it's a huge atmosphere. Oh, Northumbria subs warming up. Is that just a routine thing, Chris, or do you reckon one of them might be getting on in a sec?
No, I think it's more to stay warm, I think. It seems a bit too early to bring a sub on, considering it's not even been half-time yet. No, I think it's more of a warm...
And the scrum gets underway. Tom Banks feeds scrum. That's a much better scrum from Uni. Will Ellis picks. Oh, and he makes decent yardage there, up to the Uni 22. University clear. Tom Banks at the back, looking at his options. He goes for the box kick. Oh, not a lot of distance on that, but Dave Graham is chasing. Oh, Dave Graham almost won that, but it falls for Northumbria. And Northumbria on the counter now, looking dangerous. Quick hands, and they spin free. The 13 is free. The 40 is free on the wing. Oh, good tackle there. As Uni Parlin, playing advantage to Northumbria again, not releasing. I don't think he was the tackler though.
You must say, that is great play from Northumbria. Quick, and what a catch as well. Managed to hold on to it.
Yeah, they definitely utilised that ball 100%.
No, they've been absolutely
Northumbria
fantastic.
fans on their feet, evaluating what they're going to do here. Ian Billington speaking to his troops. Northumbria taking their time with this decision. They're still unsure. It's not a coffee morning. I think they need to hurry up. Yep, I think the captain is signaling for the corner. Yeah, there we go. A little nudge to the corner, and it'll be a Northumbria line out. 5 metres out from the Uni line on this touchline. They stand up with you, love Polly, bring him round the ground now. And the hooker prepares to throw in. The throw is good. Oh, Northumbria have switched the drive. Oh, a great little move there. Northumbria are driving. They're still driving up to the line now, just short. I don't think they're over. And the ball comes back on the Northumbria line. Oh, no, it's not. It's a Uni ball. Turn it over.
Brilliant defence from Newcastle. As soon as the line-out happened, they just switched back on. Great defence, and it's gone their way.
Northumbria tried the sneaky play and did quite well. Oh, University, what appears to be bringing on 2 replacements now. Neil Tharving coming off for James O'Leary, and we're waiting. And Tom Whitton is coming off for Sam Durant. Very early in the game to be making a sub, Chris.
I'm very, very, very surprised by that. But at the same time, the player passage has been very much Northumbria. Very much for Northumbria. So I am surprised, but it is a very sensible substitution, I believe.
There's a massive atmosphere going on here. So we have the scrum. There's the bind, and there's the set. Tom Banks waits. Oh, scrum has gone down. It'll be a reset ball to Uni. Remember, they're only 5 minutes out from the Maryland. They have been under the cosh for the last 10 minutes. It's been pretty brutal out there. So the referee is having another way of the front rows. The scrums have been an area of contention so far in this first half. So Tom Banks is ready. The referee is ready. There's the crouch, the bind, and now the set for the scrum. Tom Banks waits. He feeds the scrum. Oh, Uni has a much better scrum with James O'Leary on the pitch. Will Ellis picks, and Will Ellis is sacked and driven over his own line. Will Ellis driven over his own line. So that will be the scrum in the same place, but it is now Northumbria ball. It is now Polly ball.
I can't quite understand that. You're that close to your try line. That's the last thing you want to do, is to pass the 2 forward. Pass the 2 back, let him kick him out. Relieve some of the pressure.
He's trying to set up the play, Chris, to make a more solid platform for the clearance kick.
Yeah,
but anyhow,
very true.
Northumbria back up to 15, and Newcastle are under a lot of pressure here. As Polly the Parrot gets the Northumbria crowd going. No appeals from Maury Lyon today, Chris. Where's the crouch and the engage? Referee again calls up the scrum. Yeah, scrums have been a massive area of contention in this game. Dominance for Northumbria, struggle for Uni, but no matter what, they have been an area of contention. A lot of fans heading out to the bar as we approach half-time now, trying to beat the rush for the pints and the toilet, I think.
No, I think I saw it like earlier to my previous comment. I think you're right. That just shows how strong this Northumbria scrum has been. They've been brilliant all night.
There's the crouch. The scrums are ready again. There's the crouch, the bind, the referee waits, and the set. The scrum half waits and he puts it in. And there's a drive from Northumbria. There's a massive drive. They could be going all the way here. They are going all the way here.
They are now.
Northumbria try.
And you can't say it's not been coming. Brilliant passage of play there from Northumbria, and they've just outmuscled Newcastle.
They are outmuscling Newcastle in every single way. But it is nice in a sense because they've done a lot that these young Polytechnic students have to look forward to. Are in love for mediocrity and cleaning toilets. So I think they should be allowed to enjoy this one clash win. Uni under the post now. They really do need to talk into the score. It's 12 points to 3 as Northumbria 10 prepares to keep the goal. They are looking very disgruntled. Captain Ian Billington talking to the touch judge. He's not happy with that last score. Northumbria have definitely looked sharper, more powerful, sticking to their game plan. However, they are big, they will tire, and hopefully Uni will be able to get the edge in the second half as more flans flock to the bar.
I think, yeah, as we were saying before, it's all about the depth, and it'll be interesting to see what substitutions they do make.
As he prepares to take the kick, taking his time, the charge down is coming, he's put it, and that is through the middle, that is bisected the post. It is Northumbria 14, Newcastle 3.
Brilliant play that was, and what an advantage that is for Northumbria. 14-3 just before half time. Newcastle still have a bit of time to leave some form of impact though.
I feel Newcastle need a score before half time, even if it's just 3 points,
Very
just
true.
to get themselves. They've not even been the Northumbria half. It's another deep kick from Rodri. Well taken by Northumbria, and it's a clearest kick back. That one's not go out, but no one's there to field it. It bounces. Dave Serafini eventually gets there. He runs it out, uses Justin Lear out to Dave Graham. And Dave Graham goes round the outside. Dave Graham looking very dangerous. Cuts inside now. Inside to Justin Lear.
Great run that was.
Brilliant. Just outside the post to advantage to Newcastle. And if you know, Adamson. And he'll hit it in again. He's gone through so much work. They take the contact there and they get the drive on. Tom Banks looks up, plays it to the left. Adamson throws on Arangi. Wilf Neville takes into contact. On to Sam Durant. They're going backwards here at the moment though, Uni. Halfway between the Northumbria 10 and 22. Banks back infield. Hits Piers Goodwill, who drives up to the game line. So we're about middle of the park now. Northumbria intercept there. It could have gone a penalty for holding on. Penalty for Newcastle University.
Nearly bang.
Looking, are they going to take the post, Chris?
Well, I think he's got to, really, considering how close it is to the end of the half. Yeah, he'll do it.
Yeah, Roger Adamson. Uni definitely needing some points before half time. It has definitely been one-sided. That was one good break there from Uni, but they have to capitalise more on those, don't they, Chris?
Very much true, and also they're quite lucky that Ollie Foster on the wing. Great anticipation, but Newcastle, yeah, they've definitely been a bit more shaky since the first try has gone on. But you know, it's they've really got to take advantage of what they're given.
Yeah, so Roger Adamson looks for this kick. Obviously the Northumbria fans making some noise trying to put him off. His very unique kicking style. He's taking his time, the England Counties fly half. He's taking all the time in the world. The noise here is massive. Roddy Hampson still waiting. He starts his run up. He kicks it, it looks good. The kick is bad, the kick is bad.
Very good effort.
Touchdown over the try line. It will be a Northumbria 22. But still, Union have got to put some pressure on from this 22, haven't they?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It's really just been a case of Northumbria doing the opposite. The opposite carrying, where Northumbria are putting the pressure on Newcastle. Newcastle have somehow got to manage to change that. It'll be interesting to see what does happen now.
Northumbria kick off, and it's taken at the back by George Cooper, Roger Adamson, who looks up. Big impact there.
Great tackle, really is.
Tom Banks doing to get his hands on the ball. He'll hit Wilf Neville again. Wilf Neville taking it into contact again. He's been held up there. He's wrestles himself to the ground.
Tom Banks looking halfway between the 10 and Northumbria, to the halfway and the Northumbria 10. Tom Banks looking to play. It will be a university scrum as the ball is at the back. Chris, I mean, every time Northumbria seem to run it, they're powering over the gain line, they're looking sharp. When the uni seem to get the ball, they need to be wrestled, it's slow, and they're not quite having the same impact.
No, not at all. You're completely right with that. It's I think it's really just more the case of Northumbria really utilising their strength and utilising their power, and Newcastle just haven't really had much of a prayer in terms of the breakdown. It's really been Newcastle. It's really been Northumbria. It really has been.
Yeah, I'm sorry to paint this picture for all uni fans, but I mean it is as one-sided as it sounds. Northumbria are all over uni at the moment, and the scrum engage is halfway between the halfway and the 10-metre line. That's a much better scrum from uni. It will be reset though. So University looking to try and exploit Dave Graham, who has looked excellent the 2 times he's got the ball.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. And also, can I just say as well, Wilf Neville, a freshman, you would not have expected that, considering the way he's been playing. He's been brilliant tonight.
Yeah, Wilf Neville and Ian Billington getting through a lot of work for that Newcastle forward pack here. Right, so we're underway again. The scrum is crouched. There's the bind. We wait for the set. The referee calls the set. Northumbria, is that an early nudge, or referee lets it play? Tom Banks feeds the line. Oh, Newcastle have been completely turned here. Will Eversfield picks up, but he is completely sucked in by Northumbria. Here comes his support. Tom Banks feeds Piers Goodwell around the corner, who breaks through the first time but loses the ball. It's gone backwards. Ollie Holm recovers. Tom Banks back in field. Audrey Adamson. Oh! Massive collision in the middle there. Tom Banks back onto the ball. Audrey Adamson looking. Oh, and it's a knock on from Ethan Harding. And Northumbria could look to break in and drive it up to the halfway, almost bang in the middle of the pitch. And there comes the kick through. Well covered by Dave Serafini. Is he going to look to go off on one? He goes straight into contact, and he's wrapped up by 3 Northumbria players. This will be lucky to come back on the uni side. Uni do slowly drive it up towards the 10-metre line, but that's going nowhere really. It has gone to ground. The ball is not playable. It is a Northumbria scrum on the uni 10-metre line, just inside the 15.
It's definitely kickable, this.
It's a scrum, Chris.
Oh, sorry. Okay, maybe not then.
That was taken into the maul. No sign of it coming out. So it is taken in by uni, poly ball. And we know how dominant the poly scrum has been so far in this game. The atmosphere has died off a little bit as we approach half-time. Obviously, the fans at the bar. Maybe the fans are just tired from all that chanting they had to do earlier, Chris.
Yeah, well, the fans really were all out in the first few minutes.
So the scrum here, 10-metre line, 20 metres inside from this touch line. Straight to the back for Northumbria. They pick and go right, number 8. And he's clean for a gap there. Wilf Neville completely missed his man. Wilf Neville back on the ball now. Oh, it's another advantage in Northumbria. I think this is potentially a bit unfair, but we play on.
Nick Khan's great run there.
Northumbria hooker runs in. It's a great offload. They're well inside the Newcastle 22 now on the 15-metre line. Scrum half goes in field to the 10. They crash it up the middle again. They've been driven back to just inside the Newcastle. Oh, it's another advantage to Northumbria. Newcastle just inside the 20 in their own 22 as Northumbria feed. They crash it up just outside 10. They're now rumbling through halfway between the 22 and the try line now as Northumbria go round the corner again, feeding the 10. They look to go wide. Is there a gap there? No, he's been well tackled.
Brilliant tackle on the wing there. Important one as well, really is.
Slow ball now there. Polly. They go to the blind side, and that's a big hit from Uni. But the Uni fans not making any noise, which is surprising. So Northumbria, they come back in field. It's slow ball there, the 10. Looks, oh, it's a woeful pass. Dave Serafini. Oh, can't get there. But the referee has called a forward pass, which it was. No advantage from the Dave Serafini knock on. So it'll be a university scrum. No, it won't be that. It'll be half time. Please stay with us, folks, and join us in the studio where we'll be analysing the first half with Freddie and Josh. Hello and welcome back to Clash of the Times 2014. A pretty impressive first half for the Poly as they lead 14-3. I'm joined here again by Freddie, Chris and Josh. Freddie, what's going on there for the Uni Pack? They're getting dominated at every single aspect of the game.
It's horrible to watch, really, from a Newcastle point of view. Yeah, just when it comes down to it, I mean, we talked about it before the game, the size of this Northumbria pack, and it really is playing out on the field. I think actually their domination is not quite so much since Newcastle brought on those 2 substitutes halfway through the half.
James Leary and Sam Durant.
Yeah, well, credit to them because they have stemmed the flow somewhat, but really, you know, and it doesn't matter about the 3G pitch when it comes to a scrum. A scrum is a scrum. If you're getting pushed back like that,
and there's so much more power coming on from the Northumbria side. And Uni, we talked about, you know, their expansive game plan, using the backs, maybe getting more out of this 3G pitch. Chris, when we were watching there, the times they were able to get some passes away, the handling's just been awful, hasn't it? The passing's just not been good enough.
Like, no, I think it's very much said. The pitch has done nothing to it. When it comes to passing, handling, the pitch does nothing really. It's down to basic things like that, and they've just not done it right, have they? Newcastle have created positive things for themselves, and then just seem to let it slip away. Like, as you said, he's a missed pass or just fumbling error, but encouraging. But they just need to finish off the product, I think. Yeah.
Josh, we talked about Wolf Neville, a fresher in the Newcastle University lineup. He's got through a lot of work, but from me out there, he just needs to be getting dominated physically at every turn. Is that just because he's a first year? He's not anticipating the level out there?
See, I think he's just being dominated by the occasion more than anything. And some points, there was a good play there where he got the ball, wrestled himself to the ground, kept it, won a penalty. And he needs more of that. He needs to not be nervous. He needs to go out there. He's fresh to this. He needs to enjoy himself in the game, because he's played very well in spells. But as you say, he is getting dominated by the bigger players.
I'll tell you one thing. We're talking about enjoying the game. Well, the Northumbria fans are enjoying themselves a lot more than the Uni fans. You talk about, you know, the atmosphere before the game, all the chants, all the buzz. But in the last few minutes, or basically the whole second quarter of that first half, it was all Northumbria. The Uni boys seem to have gone to sleep, don't they?
I'm not surprised it's gone a little bit flat, because when you're just getting dominated like that, I mean, Newcastle have had no possession and they've had no territory, and it's very hard to get behind your team when it's like that. There's been a couple of good breaks, and really, I mean, you know, the 14-3 lead, it's not too bad. It is possible to come back from that, but somehow they've got to get going forward. They need those forwards to perform in the second half.
Uni have looked very dangerous when Tom Whitten busting through the middle, off their Tom backs, Dave Graham going around the outside. Chris, what do they need to be saying in that dressing room? What small things do they need to change to turn those exciting chances into points on the board?
Well, I think as we pretty much said, you know, really get everyone together. They're not out of it. It's only 14-3 is a substantial lead, but it's definitely one they could come back from. But yeah, in the dressing room, just remind them about the occasion, and I think they'll be emphasising a lot more on backs, forward play. I think that's pretty much out the window, because Northumbria really are dominant.
But they do need to front up and face it.
Yeah.
But Josh, we're looking at this. What sort of attitude do you think the coach is going to have at half-time for Newcastle? Do you think they need to be pounding chest and getting into them, or saying, you know, just, or putting an arm around them and saying, we can do this?
I think you've got to have the Alex Ferguson hairdryer, because frankly, we spoke about it before the match. If you can go around and get those boys pumped for that second half, they've got this deficit to turn around. They've got to come out and show these fans that this means the world to them.
Okay, so the score is currently Poly 14, University 3. Just before we go to the break, before you can join us again for our live commentary of the game, let's go for some verdicts. Freddie, where do you think this game is going?
It's got to be Northumbria, but I do think that if Newcastle are more composed, they can keep the score down. So I would say Northumbria by 20 points.
Chris?
Yeah, no, I'm basically seeing two scenarios, but both scenarios ending Northumbria winning. It's either Newcastle come out the blocks, or Northumbria will just steamroll them.
And Josh?
And I'm exactly the same as the other two, unfortunately. I think the power of Northumbria is just outdoing Newcastle, and Goodwill's getting through a lot of work and a lot of tackling, and I'm pretty sure he probably can't keep it up for 80 minutes.
Miracles are possible though, yeah.
So there you have it here in the studio. They're predicting a confident Northumbria win by about 20 points. Join us in a few moments for the second half of the Clash of the Titans.
Trying to get a bit of an advantage. They really did need a talking to at half-time, didn't they, Chris?
Oh, completely. Well, they will be constantly reminded of the situation they're in, but a big team talk is exactly what's needed here. Newcastle do look pumped though. That is very promising.
They do look fired up, Canada. And here are Northumbria. They look equally as well. They look a bit more subdued actually, but they are resting on a big lead.
Yeah, very much true.
And there is the crowd. The Northumbria crowd is making a big impact in this game. By the way, we've just been informed that the women's first team, unfortunately, that was another Poly win. It's very unusual. So that was revenge for the 55-0 stuffing they got last year.
So I guess, yeah.
But here we are, getting ready for the second half. Northumbria fly half with his hands on the ball. No changes to report at half-time. Trying to keep the same boys on the pitch. The only change has been made are James Lilley and Sam Durant on for Newcastle instead of Neil Farling and Thomason. And we get underway. Ian Billington take it for Uni just outside the 22, and he takes contact. It's a good clear out from Uni. Tom Banks looking at the ball. About 5 metres outside his 22. Penalty advantage to Uni. Northumbria coming in at the side there. Early start for the Uni. And Tom and Banks are going to tap and go quickly. Inject some initiation onto Dave Graham, who was excellent in the first half. He makes good contact. Uni over the 10-metre line now, 5 metres over the 10. Banks feeds Leary. Leary, gets chopped down there. Good defence by Polly. And Polly are firing up. It's a turnover. They've just recovered. Ethan Harding runs a hard line into the midfield, but he's been well wrapped up by Northumbria. He gets over the 10. Tom Banks gets the ball out to Roger Anderson, who goes for a kick through, looking for space, but he only finds a Northumbria fullback, who will send it straight back low. It bounces. That could be a very good kick. They're going towards the corner. Justin Lear just able to recover from that as he looks up, sends it from just inside his own 22, clears for touch. And he finds touch halfway between the halfway and the Newcastle 10-metre line. A bit of a better start there from you, wasn't it, Chris? Trying to inject a little bit of pace early on.
Yeah, very much so. We were actually talking in the studio. They do need to use their backs more. They look as though they are. Not just the backs as well, but just quicker play in general. But it's encouraging from Newcastle, very much so.
And then we had the line out easily won by Northumbria as they look to spin it wide early, the 12. And he will hit it up the middle, almost breaking through. He gets over the halfway. And we come round the corner again. They go for the kick through. And the nudge is good. And it will just landing just outside the Newcastle 22. So 1 metre outside the 22 on this near touch line. Newcastle will have the throw in.
Cheeky little nudge, that great little play there from Northumbria, just really doing what they were in the first half, just applying pressure on Newcastle.
Well, Chris, with an 11-point lead, I think they're going to plug the corners and play for their power, won't they?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's all about...
And Northumbria have taken a clean steal off Uni. That was a poor communication there between the hooker and the jumper. And Northumbria are getting a drive on now, looking very dangerous. They're still going. Well over the 22 now, driving. Still driving. And they break on the blind side there. They've just been rattled down 10 metres outside from the Newcastle line on this near touch line. 9 looks at the ball, it's slow. He feeds 8, head down. Good shot there from Ollie Herm. And Northumbria recycle, still 10 metres out from the Newcastle line. It is slow ball though, very slow. Finding the 9. The 9 is going to kill himself. He's clean through. Try time, Northumbria. There's no words to describe that. That is appalling from Uni.
Well, you've really got to say, you're exactly right, Cal. Uni just haven't woken up in this second half. And you've got to give him credit. A little bit of a show and go, lovely little dummy. But the space, the gap was really given to him there on a play. And you've got to exploit that. Poor from Uni, but great exploitation by Northumbria.
Yeah, and I think, it's very, very difficult now. Uni needed the first score. That first score was going to be vital. But Northumbria just slicing through under the post. Northumbria fans on their feet. Uni fans could not be further from that. They look very, very demoralised at the moment.
Well, there is a man down at the moment.
Fly half going for a drop goal conversion, which he's missed. Hopefully he'll come to regret that, so the score will stay at Uni 19. Northumbria 19, Uni 3. I will emphasise the fact that he took a drop goal for that kick-off there. Time is off because the Northumbria captain is actually down at the moment, so he'll be receiving treatment. Chris, what's going on here with this Uni side? They just don't seem to want it. They don't seem to want anything to do with it.
Yeah, considering that they looked really pumped as soon as they came out of the gates for the second half, and then suddenly as soon as they go on the pitch, it's not really clicked, has it? Yeah, and Northumbria just really starting off where they finished the first half.
Northumbria skipper back on the pitch. Roger Adamson, hands on the ball, looking to kick off. Again, he's going deep and down the middle. I don't think that's really the right tactic to be using here, Chris.
No, not at all. I completely agree with that.
And it's a good clearance kick there. Dave Serafini take the ball. He's been very quiet in this game, hasn't he, Dave Serafini?
Yeah, well, he's not really had much options.
Looking for a gap. And he hits hard just inside his own half. the back swung over. Tom Banks looking for options. He can only find Will Eversfield, who just crawls his way up to the halfway line. Tom Banks looking for his options. He'll go open side through Roger Adamson. Hits Ollie Hearn up the middle, who finds a bit of a gap, gets an offload onto George Cooper. Oh, there's Wolf Neville. Wolf Neville still going, finally tackled. And he places the ball back. Oh, Northumbria, they must have been in the side there, but no play on, says the referee. Tom Banks finds some space in the middle.
Lovely from Banks.
Still going. All the way out to the 5 metre line now. Uni have to utilise this. They have to score. Pick and go from Will Eversfield. Over to 5 now. Dave Graham is begging for the ball here on the wing. It's slow ball now. They pick and drive, going nowhere against this massive Northumbria pack. Now the ball comes out. Roger Anderson fumbles, recovers, but has lost the ball, and Northumbria will recover. Northumbria now on the breakout. They're tackled 10 metres outside their own line. Or they go back, speculative pass, and they kick the ball clear. Oh, Dave Graham just keeps that ball in there. Also Dave Serafini and Justin Lear on the attack. Justin Lear found a little bit of gap. Was that a high tackle? No, but he's still going. He's tackled just outside Northumbria 22. They ruck over all the way on that far hand touchline. Tom Banks' hands on the ball. He plays it back infield. Crash up the middle there from George Cooper. Oh, but again, Northumbria have held the Uni boys up. And that ball's going nowhere, and I can only see one result from this, Chris.
Yeah, very much so. But suddenly Newcastle have just switched on, haven't they?
Newcastle, unbelievably, have won the ball back. They spin it wide. Roger Adamson looking. Oh, Dave Serafini, the mayhem. Oh, he's tackled about 15 metres outside from Northumbria line. They go wide. Roger Adamson looking to swing it. Sam Durant hits hard up the middle. But again, Northumbria get the two-man tackle there, slowing the ball down. Again, they go wide. Roger Adamson not got a line. He's going to see a gap, and he is tackled very well. Oh, they're being counter-rucked here. Northumbria clean through the middle. Oh, it's a penalty, Uni. Northumbria were legal to start with, but then they were off their feet, so it will be a penalty to Uni. 15 metres in from this near touchline, just inside the opposition 22. And a bold statement here, Chris, but they need one, a kick to the corner.
Yeah, very much so. It's all about tries now. But suddenly it's like, considering the first half, Newcastle sloppy. Northumbria have actually started the sloppier team in the second half.
But they did get that vital first score. I mean, if you were to score here for 14-10, but at 19-3, this game is looking very, very one-sided.
Very true, yeah.
Newcastle going to their 7-man lineup. Ollie Hearn prepares to throw. He goes to the back. Oh, and that's not worked for Uni at all. Overthrown at the back. Northumbria recover. That is absolutely awful. Slow ball from Northumbria, and the box kick comes in. Not got a lot of distance on that, just outside zone 22. Dave Graham passes back to Lear. Lear tackled by the first man. They're trying to get over the line now. They fizz wide. Roger Adamson. Oh, there are options here. They go to Ethan Harding. Dave Serafini's trying to get round. Harding through the middle. Harding's going to go. Harding drives up over the 5 metre line. They have to get support. They have to be quick here. Oh, slow ball again. Banks feeds. Adamson wiggles. Going nowhere. It's penalty advantage again for the Uni at the minute. They're all the way over on that far hand touchline, just over the 5 metre line. Tom Banks gets his hands on the ball, shifts it. Oh, they go to the blind side for a sneak one. Oh, they're line! Yes! Try time, Uni! Try time! Woo! That's what I'm talking about, Uni.
Exactly what the dog ordered, wasn't it? Northumbria really being punished here. They've been sloppy, ball passes and massive gaps has been exploited by Newcastle.
Where was that power, intensity and the desire that was in the first half?
Oh, the desire was brilliant there, surging through, great try.
Good look from Tom Banks. Everyone was screaming for the ball to come open. He flicks it to the blinds, and that's a fantastic score for Uni. So as Roger Adamson prepares, this is a very wide out kick, but I cannot not emphasise how crucial these 2 points are going to be. Are Northumbria going to regret that missed drop goal conversion? It is all the way on that touchline there, all the way on the far hand touchline. You could not get closer to the touchline without being off the pitch. He waits his very unique kicking stance. The kick goes, it looks short. Off the crossbar, and it's good! Crossbar challenge, 2 more points for Uni. It is 19-10. It is game on here at Kingston Park, folks. It is game on.
Suddenly, it's amazing how a game of rugby can just switch And amazing how a game of rugby can just switch. Great kick on the touchline, and it's just off the post. It's gone in. That is absolutely fantastic. And suddenly it's game on again. Brilliant.
Northumbria kick off, and they recover the kick off, and they play it to the 7, who's through in the middle. And they're halfway now between the 10-metre line and the 22, middle of the park. Uni trying to disrupt but going nowhere. Oh, 9 recovers the ball. Good tackle there from North Uni boys. And they put the poly down again, middle of the park, 5 metres outside the Uni 22. Penalty advantage for Northumbria, and there's the penalty. Hands in the ruck is the signal.
You would think Northumbria, considering they've just conceded the try, they've got to go for points. But
I think points is the likely option here.
Yeah, they will.
And they have signalled for points.
Look as though Northumbria may be about to. Newcastle may be about to make a few substitutions.
Yeah, there are a few faces being warmed up on the sideline. Well, I would keep the boys on actually. You know, they're showing the intensity in this second half. After that score, got a bit of a kick up the side again.
Very much agree with that. There's the passion that we wanted from Newcastle. There's the passion.
If only we'd had that from the kick-off, Chris.
So
Northumbria 10 lining up the kick, bang in front of the post, about 28 metres out. He waits. The Uni boys making plenty of noise to try and put him off here. Plenty of noise still coming through. He waits, taking all the time in the world. He steps. Connection. It's off the post and in. 3 points for Polly, 3 points for Polly. The score is now Polly 22, Newcastle 10.
Good response after conceding the try as well. Pressure back on, take the penalty, just take the 3 points, just play it safe and get points on the board.
Yep, that lead has been pushed back to 12 points. Piers Goodwell looking a bit tired actually, but you mentioned that half time, Chris. How much can Piers Goodwell keep going with all the tackles he's having to make at the moment?
No, very much true. He's literally been all over the place. He's been absolutely fantastic. And well, he looks as though he wants to play on. Fair play to him. He's been brilliant.
Has just come onto the pitch for George Cooper. Roger Adamson, hands on the ball. And kick through. It's deep and through the middle again. Northumbria 10 clears. He's gone high again. Dave Graham takes. Feeds Wolf Neville inside. Oh, there's George Adams now on at fullback. George Adams takes a contact. Well cleared there. Banks looks inside. Finds Rodri Adamson. He's going to hit Sandras, who knocks it on. Polly knock on. No advantage played. It'll be a scrum. Northumbria ball.
A lot more exciting play there from Newcastle. A lot more promising than they were in the first half.
Yeah, offering a bit more there. A bit more clinical attack and a bit more intensity, Chris, which is what they were really lacking.
Yeah, very much so. Well, the intensity's there now, and let's see if they can sustain it for the rest of the half.
Yeah, well, they're going to need to, because the scoreline is still 12 points the difference. Northumbria 22, Uni 10. We're on the halfway line, just on this hand side of the pitch. Northumbria scrum. There's the set. The 9 waits to put it in. And it's a good scrum again from Northumbria. Oh! A Uni penalty in the scrum. That's the first thing we've seen all day.
Haven't seen that before, yeah.
Roger Adamson looking to kick for the corner now. Needs to get a good touch find on this, Chris.
Very much true.
And he's got it. The kick is safe. And they'll be just outside the Northumbria 22 with the ball. They need to use it. They need to start upping the tempo, upping the intensity. All generic rugby cliches there, Chris.
I was just about to say, actually, to be honest. But it's so true, though, isn't it? Just put the pressure back on Northumbria.
Ian Billington running the show. They go to the back. Sam Durrance just holds it. Feeds Banks.
Just about.
On to Adamson. Dylan Teasdale. Oh, back to Adamson. George Adams just holds the ball. Oh, a clean take there, and we might have been in on the but he's been stripped of the ball. And Northumbria are now looking to run it out from their own 22.
Bosh ball. So
it's
strong
a big
there.
hit. Northumbria just outside their own 22, middle of the park. The 9. Oh, he tries to dart again, but he's just been scragged. Northumbria just outside their own 22 in the middle of the pitch. Newcastle trying to slow the ball up for them. It is very slow here for Northumbria. They pick and go again. Oh, and that's a good drive there. 5 metres made. Is that a clean steal? It was stolen but recovered by Northumbria. And it's a great drive by Northumbria. They're up to the 10-metre line now, and they're flooding all their players round to the right. Is there going to be an overlap? Oh, good defence there from
tackle there.
Newcastle. They shut them down halfway between the 10 and the 22 on that far side. It's low ball for Northumbria, and they pass inside, and now they're looking to hit up the midfield. And they've gone round the outside onto the winger. Number 11 all the way up to halfway now, 15 metres out from this near hand touch line. Scrum half plays it back infield. They've gone for the kick in front. 16 was offside, so it's pulled back. That's an excellent kick. Oh, the winger's onto this.
Oh, has he?
Has he?
He has.
He's given it. The referee has given the try. What awful defence from Newcastle. That is atrocious once again. They're just killing themselves here, Chris.
I can't believe that. Well,
oh no, the referee, he's spoken to his touch judge. Knock on, no try. Very lucky there for Uni.
Very much true, you're right. Defensive switch looked to be a harmless kick, and then suddenly you just realise Northumbria managed to find the space. Great charge there, but Newcastle just showing off there. Massive let off there. Massive let off.
And that has got the Northumbria fans going again.
They're back on it. They're back on the chanting
All
ways.
standing up. Some of the parents on their executive boxes getting involved as well.
Oh, I can't believe that, because the referee looked as though he signalled a try there.
He had signalled a try, but on consulting his assistant referee, it was given a Northumbria knock-on, no try. Newcastle not out of the woods yet though. 5 metre scrum, 50 metres in from the far touch line. They have to win this ball, and they have to clear their lines.
Oh, close call that, yeah. If not a try then, maybe a try now, but we'll just have to wait and see.
So we've played just about 6 minutes in this second half. Oh, Northumbria getting a squeeze on that scrum. What's going to happen here? Oh, Will Eversill comes up. Oh, he's turned it. They have turned the scrum. So that is Northumbria have turned the scrum there. They now have to put in. This could be massive for the Northumbria players.
Big moment there.
The forwards get together.
Humongous moment this. Absolutely ginormous.
There's the crouch. There's the bind. And there's the set. And the ball comes in for the 9. Northumbria getting a squeeze on now. Oh, they really are getting a squeeze on. This could be the score they're looking for. It's penalty advantage. Referee has gone under the post for a penalty try. And that is the try bonus point for Northumbria.
It's quite amazing actually, it's just come out nothing as well. It looked to be a great bit of play from Newcastle, and suddenly Northumbria are managed to take it to the other side of the field, and so they're the one to the penalty try.
The score is currently Northumbria 27 conversion to come against Newcastle University on 10. We thought we'd seen a bit of reinvigoration in this Uni side, Chris, but is that game over now? Northumbria have secured the try bonus point. They've got the lead back to 17 points. Is there any way back?
Not that I can see it, mate, to be honest. Unless an absolute miracle comes, I just can't see it happening.
The conversion is good, so the score is Northumbria 29. They have secured the try bonus point versus Uni 10. And Uni looks slow off the line, actually. They don't look up for it anymore.
No, they're out of it. Like, it's such a shame considering they're so up for it at the start, and then suddenly they've conceded 15 points in this second half, when actually at times they do look the better team. But they've just not been able to.
But it's only been a few patches, Chris. It's not been any sustained periods of play.
Very true,
Northumbria
yeah.
scored their tries, so they had 10 minutes camped in the Uni 22. Newcastle haven't done that once.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's like I said, it's just quite showing. Northumbria today just literally been able to get it from one field to the other, and they have the end product. That's what Newcastle's been lacking this entire evening.
And as the kickoff, going for a shorter, wider kickoff this time. Well taken by Northumbria. And it is a maul set up. And Northumbria get the drive on now. They're driving almost up to the 10 metre line. Oh, they're now right up to the 10 metre line. Oh, this is absolute domination from the Northumbria forward pack. They've driven up, they're still going over halfway, still going on that forehand touch line. Oh, slowed down now, just over halfway. They now feed the backs to 10. Looking to go wide, hits 20 at the midfield. Well tackled. Newcastle do their best to slow it down, but it's still there for Northumbria. Sniped. And the two darts back in, and he drives up to the 10-metre line. Newcastle just falling off tackles at the moment, Chris.
Yeah, it's just they've just turned sloppy now, really, really sloppy, and they look so disheartened. And it's such a shame, really is.
And Northumbria, a slow ball here at the back of the ruck, just outside the Newcastle 10-metre line. And they pick and go, driving towards the middle of the field. Over the 10-metre line they go. They're about 5 metres in from the middle of the pitch on this side. They now go wide, the 10. Slings a wide pass out to 15, who's found a bit of space. Dipping and darting, he's just brought down 5 metres over the 10-metre line now. All the way over on that far-hand touchline. 9 feeds infield. And they go wide, 20 again. 20 almost clean through. Looking for an offload, 18's got there. He's brought down now halfway between the 10-metre line and the 22. They go wide, so bad pass there from the 9. Juggled from 20, but he recovers. And there's the drive again. They get up to the Uni 22. They are looking really dangerous now, Northumbria. Back to the 10. Hit the midfield, 18, getting for a lot of work this half. Northumbria now middle of the park, just outside the Uni 22. They've come back on this left-hand side. 20, it's slicing through again. Now halfway between the 22 and the try line, so pick and go from the number 11. He goes wide, and then he straightens up to make a few more yards. Northumbria still have the ball, bang in front of the Newcastle post. It's slow. They pass it back, and it's another big forward carry. And again, they just get over the gain line so easily. And the 9, it's slow ball now, looking for his options. Is someone back in the pocket? No, they go wide, 10. Outside the 5, good tackle there. They're still driving though, up to the Uni 5-metre line. They go right, plenty of options there. Tackle just on the 5-metre line now. They're right over on that far-hand side touchline. And there it is, penalty to Uni. They massively needed that to recover. A try there would have been game over, Chris.
Yeah, Northumbria. They were all over Newcastle before, even more so now. They've literally just been able to build up phase after phase after phase, and Newcastle just have not been able to do that. And Northumbria, you may get the ball away, which they've just done now, but Northumbria are just going to keep coming back, and they seem to again the end product at the end of it has been try after try after try. And you have to say, you've got to give a lot of credit. A lot of people have been saying that they could go on to do very well this league, and considering the opening few games, a lot seems to suggest that, doesn't it?
So the clearance halfway between the 22 and the 10. Good throw from Ollie Hearn. Uni feed the ball to Tom Banks. Tom Banks having a little bit of a snipe, breaking through the first tackle. Tom Banks will drive up over the 10-metre line, halfway between the 10 and the halfway, almost in the middle of the pitch. Newcastle looking. They feed Piers Goodwell. Takes one man and still goes. He's still going over the halfway. Back on the ball. They feed Wilf Neville now, driving up the middle. They ruck over. Tom Banks. Has he not that on? No, backwards as the referee. A little bit of space for Tom Banks, but again he is shut down so quickly. Uni boys pile over and they feed Piers Goodwell again breaking that first tackle, but getting stopped by the second man. Is that ball out? No. Bernie through the middle before he gets tackled. About 10 metres out from the Northumbria 20. That's a poor pass from Banks. Dave Serafini trying to fix it on that wing. It's an absolute chop. Penalty advantage to Newcastle. They take the ball on that far touchline just inside Northumbria 10. Rodri Adamson looks and has a go. Newcastle penalty there. Referee will not signalling why. Offside was the call. So Union will have a penalty halfway between Northumbria 10 and 22. And I imagine Adamson's going to put this in the corner, Chris.
Yeah, looks as though he will do. It's a shame they're not particularly the best kick, but yeah, that's what they want. They got the line out and really just try for tries now.
So 5 metres inside the Northumbria 22. They're looking to get this drive and ball going. They have to do it. Northumbria going crazy again. So we played about 15 minutes in this second half now, and at the moment it's still a one-sided contest. Uni need to get some points on the board.
Considering the 29-10 deficit, Newcastle now just looks as though they're playing for pride, but not even that. They just look so disheartened, and there's still some time left to get points on the board. But Northumbria have just been fantastic today.
And the line out. Uni win at the front of the line out, and they go for the catch and drive, but it's well stopped by Northumbria. And they're struggling. Northumbria are driving them backwards here. They're going to have to do something. And Northumbria have won the ball, and they get the clearance away. Is that going to bounce infield? It has. That's Gore. Who knows where that ball is going to go. Great steal and clearance from Northumbria. They're up to the halfway line for a uni line out.
Quite incredible kick that actually, the way it just bounced over well. But no, great kick that was from Northumbria. And the ball just going to be Newcastle on, but applying the pressure.
Yep, so we're just inside Northumbria half and Newcastle line out. Uni throw. Oh, Northumbria have stolen another uni line out. It's not functioned well today, Chris.
No, it really hasn't. That's definitely, for me, been their weakest point, the line out. It's just been really, really sloppy.
Northumbria pick and go, driving infield, getting over the halfway. And then the ball comes out the back. They're looking to use the outside backs here. 23 on the ball, switches inside to 11. Almost gets through the first tackle, but not quite. Ball still back on the Northumbria side. Substitute scrum half feeds 10. Wolf Neville getting through some work. Oh, but they look very exposed here, Uni. They drive up the middle. Oh, it's penalty advantage to Northumbria now. They're midway between the 10-metre line and the halfway. They drive over the Uni 10-metre line, 15 metres in from that far-hand touch line. As they look to get it involved. Scrum half feeds his runners in the midfield. And again, the first tackle was just not good enough. Offside there from Uni as well. Referee playing Northumbria advantage. Northumbria pick and go, there's space there. Offload, the winger. Oh, it's been well stopped there. Just short. Oh, what's going on? The ball's going anywhere. It's out. Oh, no try, no try. It looked clear as day that Northumbria were going to score there, but the great work from Dave Serafini to catch the winger, and the offload just going forward there. So no try. It will be a Newcastle scrum 5 metres out from their own line. Chris, they're just going all over the shop, aren't they, the Uni boys?
No, exactly. It really just required a great tackle from Dave Serafini to stop what looked like a certain try. But yeah, no, the gaps are presented to Northumbria and they're just taking them.
Uni fans are already leaving. They have had enough. Just 20 minutes into the second half and Uni fans are leaving. They don't want to rush for the Metro.
Yeah, it looks to be quite a big bunch of them as well.
So we've got a break in play as Ollie Hearn receives some treatment. Northumbria fans are really getting excited. It will be a Newcastle scrum 5 metres from their own line, just inside the 15-metre line on this touch line.
It also looks to be Hamish Smalls coming off there for the substitution. It's just really tight. It just makes sense. He's absolutely knackered. Just bring someone on.
Yeah,
really,
with 20 minutes to go, Chris, is where a lot of coaches will look to empty their bench, get the fresh legs on. But I mean, Uni could do with 15 fresh legs because of the way they're playing.
Very much so, yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
And here's the scrum. Polly Talardai ringing round Kingston Park. Banks feeds, and again, more power from Northumbria. Oh, good pick from Will Eversfield, getting over the gain line. Uni over the ball. Tom Banks looking for his kicker. He'll feed Adamson. And that is not a particularly strong clearance. Still and Northumbria will have the line out just inside the Uni 22.
Looks to have taken someone out in the crowd, that ball has.
Again, I must emphasise that Poly fans are not going anywhere, but the Uni fans are now streaming from Kingston Park. It has been enough for them.
Yeah, it's very much a shame, but you're completely right. Northumbria are going to soak this in. They're not going to go anywhere.
Breaking play now as the referee chats to some players. Northumbria make a substitution. Number 17, we saw earlier on in the game, has come back on for number 2. Time is back on here. Northumbria line up on this touchline just inside the Newcastle 22. Hooker waits. He feeds. Good win from Northumbria. They get their driving ball going, but it's brought down well by Newcastle. Scrum half looks to feed. Snipe hits 12, running a hard line up the middle. Uni clear over. They go round the corner. Oh, it's a knock on there from Northumbria. Another knock on from Newcastle, and that will take the game to a Newcastle scrum just inside their 22 in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, no, it's just complete turn to absolute manic, really. It's Northumbria just basically doing what they're doing in the first half, and Newcastle, they look to have had an answer in the first few minutes, but really it's just disintegrated into nothing now. And Northumbria, it looks to turn into a bit of a riot now. I wouldn't be surprised if they score another 2 tries at least. but it's really just all about the pressure now, really, isn't it, for Northumbria, and to see like how far they could actually go in terms of this scoreline.
Oh, that's a free kick there to Uni for the early drive. Tom Banks goes quickly, feeds Adamson. He clears down the line, but it's only gone as far as the Northumbria 15. He runs up to the 10-metre line, drives over the 10-metre line before being tackled. Northumbria just inside their own half now on that far-hand touch line. Scrum half feeds some big units in the midfield. A little shuffle pass and a good drive is again just making the gain line. They're looking to go round the corner again. Slow ball. It's another hard drive up the middle. Northumbria now, again, they're just driving up, making inches. Oh, there's a little break there. Oh, so advantage for a high tackle now for Northumbria as they drive over the halfway line. They feed back. Not a great pass. And the referee goes back for advantage. Wow, that was Northumbria just showing their dominance, their control of the ball, their composure. They've just got the full package, really, and this Uni side has not looked to show that at all.
No, I completely agree with that. Northumbria have just been a class and above, haven't they? Really have been quite superb, and Newcastle just really haven't had an answer to the strength and the muscle.
Oh, a mistake from the Northumbria fly half. He kicks. Oh no, it has gone into touch. Despite the best efforts of Jordan Adams, the ball has gone into touch on the penalty. It's halfway between the Uni 22 and try line, and Northumbria line out. They are looking just to add. They've already secured the try bonus point. They're just looking to humiliate the Uni boys now.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go. I can't see Newcastle coming back. They need another 20 tries, exactly. Yeah, no, it's just really about how many points Northumbria could cock on the board.
Yeah, that really is what it's boiling down to now. We have played probably 25 minutes of this second half, allowing for injuries and time stoppages. There's another time stoppage here. Northumbria make another substitution. They're probably looking to get all their players off the bench now. Revel in the occasion. It is a well-deserved win. And there's still time left in this game as Northumbria goes for their catch and drive at the back of the line out. And it's been well shut down by Newcastle, actually. Newcastle penalty, truck and trailer. Wilf Neville earning that penalty for the Uni boys, the men in blue. Roger Adamson looked to kick down the touchline. Quite a conservative kick there again from Adamson. He hasn't even made the 10-metre line there.
And it looks as though that ball's actually just landed on the roof and it's actually rolled all the way back down.
Northumbria fans going crazy again. A lot of the atmosphere sort of phasing out of this game now as both sides, you know, are winding down almost to this foregone conclusion at half-time. Uni run the line-out moves. And again, it's an overthrow.
It's just set them down big time, hasn't it? Oh, they've been given a penalty.
Offside there from Northumbria. And you'll have the ball. What are they going to do? Roger Adamson looks to kick down the touchline again. A bit more of an adventurous kick there from Adamson. He gets him just outside. Oh, no. Touch judge walking back between the 10-metre line and the 22 for Northumbria. The Uni boys just slowly walking to this line out. The legs will feel heavy now.
It's when the lactic acid really starts to build. I wouldn't be surprised if the coach does bring on a lot more fresh legs.
Is that captain Ian Billington running to the touchline? Is he being subbed? Is he not? There seems to be some confusion.
I think he is, yeah. That looks to be a straight substitution for...
No. Ian Billington is a massive confusion there. Is Ollie Herner is going on for Josh Herbert. So here we go then as more Uni fans leave the stand. Poly fans are going nowhere. Josh Herbert throws in, and that throw is not really good enough as Northumbria win again.
Not a great start there from Herbert. And there's suddenly the space.
Northumbria trying to tap down that side. A little knock on though. And Uni have the ball back. They're driving. Still driving that contact area. Up to the 22. Referee still playing advantage. Will go for a Newcastle scrum. So we've played about almost 30 minutes now in this second half, and you know Newcastle's done look very tired. Northumbria almost taking their foot off the gas here. Chris almost trying to coast to the line.
Yeah, it does seem to be that way, doesn't it? Really does. Well, Northumbria still looked a bit pumped for this. Want to get more points on the board. Newcastle's here, their story, isn't it?
It's another scrum just outside Northumbria 22, 5 metres in from this close touch line. So we have the bind, and we have the set. Tom Banks waits. Tom Banks feeds the uni scrum. Oh, and again they've just been absolutely annihilated. Eversfield feels Banks though. Adamson gets it wide to Tisdale. Ethan Harding, another knock on, and Northumbria looking for the counter. They kick downfield, only as far as Dave Graham. So here we go. Uni driving up. They're now halfway between the 10-metre line and the halfway. Wolf Neville going wide. Piers Goodwell shrugs off one, still going. Shrugs off two, gets the offload, but it's a bad offload. Tom Banks now in a bit of space. He's trying to offload again onto Piers Goodwell, who drives over the halfway, almost up to the 10-metre line in the middle of the pitch as they look to go left. Banks. Oh, Banks just found a little bit of room. Back inside, but
so lucky that.
Offload. And Northumbria have recovered again. And Northumbria, and now space, a lot of space, a kick through.
Oh!
That looks cynical there from George Adams.
That's inexcusable. That is inexcusable.
George Adams, the uni fullback, he did not alter his line, and the referee is not going for a card, but he did stop the runner. There's a streaker on the pitch now. Streaker wagging his willy at the Northumbria players. He's now humping the post. The game is paused while the street is on the pitch.
I'm actually surprised none of the stewards have come on yet.
Yeah, the stewards don't seem to be making much of an effort to get this guy on the pitch. He seems to be living the dream, actually.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, this isn't a good example for rugby or anything really, but here we have it. We have a streaker on the pitch, doing all sorts.
Oh, jeez.
So we have a Northumbria penalty just outside the Uni 22. He looks to kick to touch. And he has kicked dead. So it will be a 22.
Maybe the streakers put him off, you never know. But no, you're right. It seems to be a bit of a trend now against streakers running onto the field. They're like things like Stan Calvert, Clash to the Titans, isn't it?
The streaker is now still going. I don't think this guy knows when to stop, because the stewards aren't going to stop him. Athletic jump over the sideline. Right, okay, so we're back on the game. Newcastle clear. And it is taken in, return by Northumbria, but Newcastle turn it over. They're just outside their own 22 now. They hit Wolf Neville up the middle. And he has been held up again in the middle of the pitch. The referee calls held once. And he's been well. Oh. And the ball has been well held up now. The referee is saying to use it. Where's the ball going? No, the ball is going nowhere. Taken in by Uni, it'll be a Northumbria scrum. Bang in the middle of the park between the 10-metre line and the 22. We'd like to apologise for the video feed that may have picked up some unsuitable images. NSR, nor NSR, nor TCTV support the message that was brought on by our streaker, and I'd like to apologise to all viewers sincerely. So, with that nasty business out of the way, we are back on the game. It is currently going to be a Northumbria scrum, bang in the middle of the pitch, between the Northumbria, the Newcastle 10-metre line, and their 22. Northumbria feed. So, we have the crouch. We have the bind, and then we have the set. Northumbria feed the scrum. Best scrum Uni's had all night actually, as they put pressure on Northumbria, but Northumbria feed. 8 breaks away, feeds 9, ball's loose. They get it out to the winger though. Winger's on fire, he's going to head down, cuts through one, inside offload. Oh,
it's a lucky
knock on there, a lucky escape, but here comes the Uni on the counter attack. But they are held up. Massive tackle there. They're getting driven towards the touchline, the far touchline. They've gone out far touchline. There'll be no advantage for the Northumbria knock-on. We'll have a scrum on the far 15-metre line between the Newcastle 10-metre line and their 22.
I think the way that the crowds are starting to leave just really shows We're really flexed the game. Newcastle basically flowing out now, and Northumbria are just sitting about where they are saying. In fact, that Northumbria have reacted with a streaker. We obviously do not, as we have said before, we obviously do not endorse this.
We apologise for any images of an unsuitable nature that the cameras are picking up. It's not really a nice spectacle, and we do not support the message that either of these two individuals are bringing to the fantastic game of rugby and the fantastic institution that is Clash of the Titans. So Newcastle feed the scrum. Referee is going to reset the scrum. Still Newcastle ball. 15 metres in from the far touchline, 10 metres out from their own line. Yeah, to emphasise what Chris was saying, the Newcastle fans are pouring out of the stand now. So here we are, we have the scrum set for the second time. There's the crouch. We wait for, there's the bind. We wait for the set. There's the set. Tom Banks at 9 weights. Feeds the scrum. Oh, and there we go, the poly putting pressure on, but they get to Banks. Anderson, they're looking to attack from deep here. Switching.
Oh, what a break!
Dylan Tisdale. Out to Dave Graham.
Oh,
and
surely not!
Absolutely disgraceful. The streaker has actually tackled one of the players. And another fight has broken out, folks. Another fight.
And this is now just absolutely turned into chaos.
And the clubs are getting riled up here. It looks like everyone wants to have a fight now. So again, to reiterate what has happened here, a streaker on the pitch has tackled the Newcastle University winger when he was in open play, and the Newcastle fans that are left here, they are not happy. They are taking on the stewards and trying to gain access to the pitch.
Yeah, you got the Newcastle in their white shirts. The unit shot to sign a go, but that's completely inexcusable. And obviously, like I said, if we did pick up anything on our cameras, we do very much apologise. And as we've said,
absolutely disgraceful. This is the worst thing that has happened in the history of Clash of the Titans.
It's quite phenomenal, actually.
It's horrendous. The referee may consider abandoning the game.
Well, they are talking at the moment.
We wait for a decision here. We reiterate it was a streaker on the pitch who tackled a Newcastle University player while he was clean through. The referee still talk. He's still talking to his assistant judge. I wonder what they are going to do here. This is a massive decision. The referee is wanting to speak to the Northumbria captain. It is interesting what is going to happen here.
To be fair, Bennington's got a point. He's tackled him. An open play. It could be inexcusable.
Oh, what he's going to do here. Oh, this is disgusting. It is only a penalty. That is absolutely atrocious. That is absolutely disgusting. They are destroying the institution that is rugby. It's disgraceful for Stan Calvert. A streaker has just tackled a player on the pitch. It is a penalty nonetheless, and Roger Anderson kicks the touch. Oh, and he missed his touch really just to sum up how bad that was for Uni. And they go down the touchline, collected by Josh Herbert. He's on his own, well tackled.
Good tackle that was.
Newcastle had the ball.
But it's just turned to absolute manic.
They had the ball just inside their own half.
Catch.
Dylan Tisdale feeds Ethan Harding, who drives up the middle, gets over the halfway line now, between the halfway and Northumbria 10-metre line. Tom Banks will now field Wolf Neville. Quick hands onto Dave Graham. Dave Graham going around the outside one.
Great stuff from
just
Graham.
gets tackled and in touch.
Just about in touch there.
Touch there.
But great run that was from Graham. That's it.
And that's full time. That is full time, folks. Northumbria 29, Newcastle 10. Join us in a few minutes for post-match analysis. Hello and welcome back to Clash of the Titans 2014. As you've heard from our commentary team, the final score was Northumbria 29, Newcastle 10.
NSR and TCTV would like to take this moment to personally apologise for the indecent images that you may have seen during the game from streakers from both universities. We do not condone the messages they were saying, and we apologise for the images. So I'm joined here again by Freddie, Chris and Josh. Guys, on the verdict, you all called it at half-time, a 20-point win. Did you see it playing out like that?
Well, yeah, I'm quite pleased with my prediction there. 1 point. I say it doesn't really tell the full story of that half. I mean, I'm exhausted, frankly, from watching it. You know, I have to say that over the full 80 minutes there was a lot of high-quality rugby that's being played, and that's down, you know, it is down to the pitch and the conditions, which are better than we've normally had for this fixture, but it's also down to the players. There was a great level of physicality out there, and I'm pleased that Newcastle, you know, they put together a few little moves that will, you know, it gives them some hope for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Again, Chris, we were watching the game and we looked at the clinicalness. Again in the second half, there were a few breaks and they were not able to capitalise from any of them.
Actually, that is true. That is very true. Also, I think Northumbria as well. They had a lot of sloppy moments as well. I think more so Newcastle, definitely. But yeah, I think what the difference was between two teams is that Northumbria, they were sloppy, but when Newcastle was sloppy, Northumbria took advantage of that, and Newcastle were not able to take advantage of at all of the sloppiness of Northumbria when it did come, and it was quite a lot actually, I think.
Josh, you've been talking throughout the programme about the size and the power of this Northumbria side and how you felt scared for our players. It really did play out as you were expecting, really, that absolute dominance up front.
It was just unbelievable. As Freddie was telling us before the game, as we were on our way in, that the groundsman had told him that he'd watched him last week and that even they would give Falcons a game. So that would say something. And the way it's played out, just the sheer power, the pace, just the accuracy of the passing was just slightly better than Newcastle. But as you say, early season for Newcastle, they mustn't worry, and they go back to training, heads held high.
We've talked about the impact that this fixture is going to have on the season as a whole. Last year was a very tense game, a 2-point win for the Uni, but with a win against Loughborough already under their belts, Northumbria, for bonus point here win tonight, they've got to be looking at championship contenders now.
They do. It's a huge jump in class from them, you know, from last season where, or well, for most of the last few years where they've been sort of mid-table, if that, and now you look at them and they just look such a composed side out there tonight. I think in your commentary you likened them to the style that South Africa play rugby in, and it really was. They led from the front, and then when they did spin the ball out to the backs, they were pretty composed.
They were incredibly dangerous. There are a lot of similarities between their tactical kicking game and then using the pace out wide. Is there anywhere, Chris, that you feel Newcastle had the edge in that game?
I think that's a hard question to ask. No.
Because they were just Northumbria was so dominant. Scrum time, line out time, hitting up the midfield, and the kicking was more accurate as well.
Yeah.
Everything that seemed to work. Northumbria in the corner in that second half could have had a couple more, 2 knock-ons really. You could have easily been 2 more tries.
Very much true, actually. No, it's amazing how Northumbria went over the whitewash twice, and Newcastle were really, really lucky. In fact, it's a compliment to 29-10. It could have easily been a lot more, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing I would say is maybe the individual runners. There are a few out there today for Newcastle, you know, 9 and 10, and they made these breaks, and unfortunately the support wasn't quite there, but the fact that they were able to break the line, Newcastle, if you were looking for, you know, some sort of consolation, that's probably what you'd point to.
I thought Dylan Teasdale, the substitute centre for Uni, was very impressive when he came on. He had a couple of good line breaks, but then the support wasn't there. It seemed every single contact scenario, it didn't seem to matter whether it's Ethan Harding or Wilf Neville. The only player on the Newcastle side who appeared to win the contact zone was Piers Goodwill. But you can't win a game on your own, can you?
Exactly. They came out all fighting, but Piers Goodwill just had a complete fire in his belly today. You could just tell he wanted it, but they weren't moving the ball quick enough. They were breaking it down, turning it over, and there was only 3 of them. The difference with Northumbria was they turned it over, all of them dived in, all of them got destructive, all of them moved the ball on.
Freddie, you watch a lot of rugby in the Six Nations. How much do you think that Northumbria looked a bit like the island sides of these choke tackles, getting lots of body into the contact zone, stopping the opposition from playing anything? How many times did Newcastle take it in there only to not get the ball out, Northumbria scrum?
Those choke tackles were absolutely phenomenal today, and as you say, it was the Irish side that really brought that to the Six Nations a few years ago, and it was so effective. And you know, Newcastle, they just didn't seem to know what to do. They kept on naively running into contact, you know, into 2 players, and as soon as as they did that, the strength of these, particularly the Northumbria pack, you know, you're going to get held up every time. And, you know, it was such an effective way of turning over possession for Northumbria.
So, I hate to do this, but we are going to bring ourselves onto the incident which may or may not mar this game. The Northumbria streaker, in retort to a completely unnecessary Newcastle streaker. You know, that's not necessary in the game of rugby. However, this guy took it one step further than any streaker I've ever seen before, and he tackled a Newcastle player while he was in open play.
I think it's such an unfortunate incident. I mean, we talked before the game, and I said, you know, hopefully, you know, the rivalry stays, you know, at the right level, and this is definitely the wrong level. I mean, you know, it's one thing streaking; it's quite another to then actually go and play a part in the game. And you know, I am slightly surprised actually that, you know, some of the officials here, or even someone from either side, you know, they probably could have dealt with those streakers earlier. The policy seemed to just be leave them on the pitch, which is not really the right way to deal with this. And I think that's actually where the problem stems from.
Well, of course, there was that issue there, but of course, the stewards and everyone else is just looking after the safety. They don't want to bring more bodies onto the pitch while the game is live. You know, potentially the game could have been stopped, but it's all happening in the heat of the moment. Chris, Freddie mentioned there how the rivalry went the wrong side of the line during that game, particularly looking bad for Northumbria University. It's not unheard of for BUCS to overturn fixtures. The referee did not award anything other than a Newcastle penalty. This will obviously go to, you know, the BUCS site and commissioners. This will be reviewed. This is not the end of this story. How likely is it, do you think, that BUCS will maybe look to overturn that?
It's definitely a really unique scenario, I think it is to say. But I personally wouldn't be surprised if there is an overturn. Maybe like a cancellation on the fixture so the points don't count, or maybe I don't think it'll be reversed, that Newcastle win. But maybe like the points don't count for anything, which is a shame because Northumbria were brilliant today, and I think that streak has actually not enhanced anyone but actually damaged his university's reputation.
So we talked about the damage that this streak has done to the university, and and maybe and how Newcastle did not deserve to win. Was that necessary? I mean, how much would it mean to those Northumbria players if they were to lose this game because of a technicality like that?
I think firstly, I think that streaker was a flare for something we all didn't want to see, and as Freddie said, it's not what we want to see. But if it gets overturned, if they cancel the points, that's a big knock to your own team's confidence. They outplayed Newcastle, frankly, and if they're going to lose points because of one person's actions, then they're obviously going to be a little bit downhearted about it.
So if you have any opinions on the commentary that we had, especially talking about this streaker or just the result itself, please remember to get on Twitter, and it is #Clash. Remember, Twitter, #Clash. So moving away from this incident which really marred the game, we cannot really go too far off a brilliant performance from Northumbria. I mean, this was a side that beat Loughborough. We've mentioned it before. Could they do what Leeds Met did last year and overturn Durham as well?
I think you've got to make them favourites for that match now. They've had two really high-intensity games against Loughborough and Newcastle now, and you saw just the advantage of having one high-intensity game coming into this. I mean, they really destroyed Newcastle up front in that first half. And, you know, I haven't seen this Durham side yet. Undoubtedly they'll be strong, but I just think the way, you know, it was such a composed performance tonight from Northumbria. That every decision they made, I think particularly something we haven't mentioned that much is the kicking game. You know, they put the ball, you know, in behind Newcastle at the right times, and they did it in a very, very skillful way, and it's something that Newcastle just couldn't combat. I personally was really frustrated watching Newcastle just kick the ball down the middle off every single kickoff there.
That was incredibly frustrating. You have to think about obviously that was a tactic. I mean, it happened 3 or 4 times. It had to be in place. So we've got to maybe question the aspects of the technical game, the strategy that Newcastle would try to put in place. So moving away from the Northumbria dominance, Chris, where does this leave the uni season?
Oh, well, I think work on forward play, and really just in some parts just back to basics. Handling wasn't great today. Passing wasn't great today. Passing a lot of the time was actually behind the person, makes it an awkward catch. It's really just the basic stuff, and it is quite sad to say, but they've got to work on that some more. So go back to the training ground and really just hammer in those basics.
Josh, do you think it is really back to basics then for Newcastle? Do you think what they're going to need to spark this week before another tough game next week?
I think it is back to basics. It is about the handling and the passing. You see the number 9, Banks, he's really talented. He was doing some good runs, nice jinking through. He looked threatening. but then a lot of his offloads were inaccurate, causing problems for the defence. So it is, but it's also going back and believing in yourselves. You're in that side for a reason. You're representing a university. You have to believe you're good enough.
So we talk about, obviously, before we came in today, we had 3 wins for the men's. We had a Freshers annihilation, really, in benefit of the uni. We had a good win for the third and a tight win for the second. But then the first team had just gone out there and blown all that away, because at the end of the day, those 3 earlier fixtures mean nothing compared to what the boys have just done on the pitch there. I mean, how can a club have that, Freddie? Inconsistency between 3 dominant games to then lose the big one?
Well, you know, it's tough, because I think, to be fair to Newcastle University, you know, the whole rugby club, you know, it's a tight-knit group, and, you know, I'm sure the rest of the teams will support the first players in this loss. You look then at Northumbria, and obviously they've got university teams in the seconds, thirds and fourths. But you look at this team, this is really a professional team. You know, this is a team which is, you know, they're on scholarships, they're doing, you know, sports courses or whatever, which is not something that Newcastle offers at the moment. And you just look at the size of the players, you can tell, you know, these are guys that are essentially professional rugby players, and that was the difference today. And you know, that there is, I think that's a shame for Northumbria Rugby Club, because it means you've got this disparity between this first side that is massive, basically, and are, you know, realistically, you know, they could well go on and have careers in professional rugby, and then, you know, for the rest of those teams, it's got to be very disheartening actually for the lower Northumbria teams.
So we're looking at Leeds Met did it last year. They won the Northern League with this very professional setup, first team orientated. We've seen the dominance of Northumbria in these early 2 games. Is that, Chris, the style of university rugby now? Are we now moving away from the historic red bricks of, you know, Newcastle, Durham, getting, you know, intelligent guys through, you know, guys who have been to, you know, to the rugby playing schools, you know, they're talented rugby players, to now these effectively sports universities, Northumbria sports-based, Leeds Met, or sorry, apologies, Leeds Beckett Carnegie, the rebranding. How they have. Apologies. They have, you know, this Leeds Beckett Carnegie, these sports universities now offering this new professional setup. Is that where university's going? We've got Bishop Burton in the league below. They're bringing in a new professional setup. You've got Cardiff Met and Hartbury College in the south. Is that where we're going, Chris?
It does look like it. We've obviously had an international level from amateur to professional, so obviously the players who play for international now are nothing like what they used to be 20 years ago. We've had it in schools as well, school systems, so a lot of sporting academies coming up, and yeah, it looks as though that the shift is now actually getting to universities now, so you've got Northumbria now doing it, what used to be Leeds Met, I can't remember.
Yeah, Leeds Beckett Carnegie.
That's the one, yeah. So yeah, it allows them to really just focus on the rugby and to really focus on the sport. So it, for me personally, is a bit of a shame, but they've really taken advantage of it, and yeah, I do really see it as the way forward in terms of where they're going.
So we've had this incredibly high intensity game, Josh. How are the players going to react? I think we know how the Northumbria players are going to react. They're going to be up there, they're going to be excited, their fans are excited, but the dressing room, what can you say in that Newcastle dressing room at the moment?
You just have to admit you were beaten by a better team, and they can't go in and lie to themselves and say that they obviously had periods where they were brilliant, they moved the ball quickly, and that's how the try came about in the corner down there. But you have to pick yourselves up, dust yourself down, say you're beaten by a better team, go out, go on the training field, work hard, and just come back fighting, come back scrapping.
Yeah, that's true. If you've got any feedback on the game you've seen today, please get on Twitter, and it is #Clash. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to get the vibe. Remember the anticipation of Stan Calvert and how home came crashing down on the university after being favourites to win that game and favourites to win Stan Calvert overall, losing both of those. They were the underdogs today, guys, and they were made to look like underdogs, weren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they were. It comes back to this professionalism of the Northumbrian side, though, and just coming back just to the point you were making before there, Chris. I don't think necessarily that, you know, if we are moving to a more professional era, that's necessarily too much of a bad thing, because as I said, I was just impressed by the quality of rugby out there today, and if we get to come and see that, you know, for pittance basically to come to these university rugby games. You know, on a regular basis, that's got to be good for university students, really. I mean, you look in America and their college systems with American football and the sort of fuss that is made there over American football games. You know, really, it's nice to have a marquee sport for university, and if it means, you know, that we have sort of people being brought in on, you know, by slightly, you know, suspect means.
Nonetheless, Freddie.
I don't mind. I don't mind if we're seeing good rugby.
Well, thank you very much for being with us for Clash 2014. What an emphatic win for Northumbria. The final score 29 points to 10. They have secured all 5 points. For the moment, though, there will be an update on the NSR Sports Show to keep you updated with there will be a BUCS overturn due to the incident at the end of the game. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to my panel, and we'll see you on NSR Live.